Welcome. Hello, everyone. It feels like it's been like 6 weeks. It's been 5 days. It's not been that long. Reverb is still on. Oh, fuck. Well. Okay. Everyone. Why are you in the cave? She had a reverb on. Still, sorry, she forgot to change it back. Everyone. Hello. She's not on a day to rest yet. Just singing it'll make sense. She might actually explode if she sang right now. She won't lie, she hasn't had a break. Since she came back. She was doing something that you will all see in a bit. And today, not whole house, but like whole garden and jet power washing. And if you saw a picture of her garden before and after, what happened, you will understand why it was a 6+ hour job. Did you enjoy exploding Bologna? She didn't realize what the spelling error was until like the third reply joke about it. She was like, "Why are you all talking about like ruining a country?" And she was like, "Oh, she spelled it wrong." It's not actually spelling it wrong. Just auto-correcting her wrong spelling, which is about the same, isn't it? Not gonna lie, she prioritized having dinner over making this PowerPoint, and ow! Thank you so much for the Why did? Oh wait, all their alerts are borked. Are they? Are they borked? She borked them up for the karaoke, and now she doesn't know how to turn them on. Thank you so much, BT. Thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. Why is none of the... Oh, okay, that works. That's nice. Would you like the other alerts to work as well? No, just the YouTube one. Cafe, Angelo, cafe. Welcome. You know what she needs? She needs a lip balm. Give her a second. But yes, luckily, it's only like a 1 hour trade, okay? Like, not plane. So it wasn't even that bad of a journey back. And no delays. No delays on her journey back, which is surprising. Where the hell, like, why does she have 16 million lip balms and none of them are in her pocket? Okay, lip balm achieved. Hello, 1 hour's in the back. It's technically a 2 hour and it's a 2 hour and 50-minute plane, but because of like the time zone difference, it became a 1 hour plane basically. Of course, the one owes your old works. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, her back. Her wee little back. 1 hour is not really at all. I said your coworker visited your family in Alaska had to miss work due to delays. Oh no. At least the delays stayed in Italy. There were so many delays, everyone. Like, you know when the people like roast the British transport system? Y'all never been to Italy in the middle of nowhere. Maybe it's like in like Rome or Venice, it's more reliable. But Jesus Christ, nothing was on time. The only thing that was on time was the airport shuttle train. But that's because it's an airport shuttle. It goes to one place, then it goes to the other one. No. I like doing the speedrun tracks. The first pilot did not... To be fair, the pilot this time round, like her journey back, she thought she was gonna die. Like straight up, she thought it was the end of her life. She legit was like, well, she said she at least did a tweet before she flew. It's time to accept her death. Because this gals decided just to randomly do like a drop in the middle of the flight. Like, she normally draws on the plane, right? So she's like doing like a suddenly yoink down. Whoa. Whoa. Random barrel roll? It felt like it because she hates skate. Little lore drop about herself. She actually is really scared of heights. So, like, the thing she doesn't like about heights is the wobbliness. So, like, if she feels a bit wobbly on a height, she gets really scared. She gets really frightened. And she's sitting next to some random old man. She grabbed, like, the armrest. Like, she's gripping for her dear life. And the man in her, like, she's sitting in the window seat. The man in the aisle looked at her, giggled, and continued on their day. You're like, that wasn't planned on his part. You're like, you'd hope so. You'd hope so, but it was quite scary. To be fair, the man next to her kept on, like, looking out the window, but, like, his head would be in her space. Like the gal's head was just, she could, in her peripheral vision, she could see this man's, like, side profile for 2.5 hours. Welcome. She's currently going to be talking about her Italy trip. She has not, as you can tell, she has not finished a lot of it, but that's fine. We got control of the vehicle and things got pretty serious. She has found out as well, Italians don't give a shit about zebra crossings. She's like, isn't this a zebra crossing? Why are they not stopping? They're not safe with mopeds? Mopeds were okay. They at least, like, gave you a notice. Right? They gave you a notice before they, like, would run you over. But cars! Isn't a zebra crossing? You're meant to stop legally at a zebra crossing. They do not. And Italians do what Americans do. They turn on red. That's weird. Turning on red is weird. Zebra crossings are optional for motorists everywhere in Italy. It's quite scary, because she's like, is she gonna die? Is she gonna die? Not safe in every place? She Googled it. They have to stop at zebra crossings if a person's foot's on there. But they don't. They bloody well don't. And they're like, I'll get wrecked. It's quite scary, she won't lie. But welcome. She's gonna be talking about it. She's gonna go through her photos and put them into the PowerPoint. The middle of the line for a huge group crossed on a red light. Oh, jaywalking? Jaywalking's normal. Is jaywalking not like normal in Poland? No. That's crazy. She jaywalks all the time, so she felt right at home. Jaywalking, except for in Japan. You don't jaywalk in Japan, but like everywhere else. You have to get a big enough group to convince them the charges would be too great for hitting a group, I guess. To be fair, she normally follows when like the Italian auntie walks by. That was interesting actually, because she went to like a random region, right? She didn't really go to like the main region. She was only in Tuscany for like 1 day. So she was in Emilia Romagna, like the region up north where the food is. And not many tourists. Like mostly American tourists, which doesn't really understand why. But most of the tourists, like quote unquote, were all Italian. Thank you for lurking. Was a thing that car companies lobbied in the US because the company would pass the blame for accidents of pedestrians? Oh, that sounds a bit suspicious, that. But it's okay. Just don't get caught. You know, that's the lore. Just don't get caught. Okay, right. So, no. She went to Italy on Thursday. She came back yesterday evening. Surprisingly, no delays on that part. But the first day There was a 2-hour delay, and that did her dirty. Like 2.5 hours? Her flight originally was like 2:30, and then it left at 5. Kinda dire, isn't it? Your found her super into it be like 20 times. 20 times? What do you do in Italy for 20 times? She feels like she's already done. Like, maybe it's because her type of vacationing is very different from most people's vacationing. She's not a sightseeing gal. She's not a big fan of just looking at stuff. She likes shopping, she likes eating, but she needs things to do in between the eating. Just wait for there to be like 10 slices. She ate so much gelato. You do not understand. You do not understand. She ate maybe 2 gelatos a day. So good though. So good. To be fair, it's not like... Okay, controversial for this trip. But none of the food was life-changing. She won't lie. Like, it was yummy, but it wasn't like, whoa. This is the best thing in the world. Like, it kind of tastes like what you can get in London. And it wasn't cheap either. It was cheaper than London. But like, it wasn't that cheap. She was expecting it to be cheaper. Parents in the chat up in arms. It's just that it was yummy, but it genuinely wasn't like... You know when people are like, oh, you need to have Italian pasta, it'll change your life. It was yummy, but it wasn't like mind-blown explosion in the brain. You can do unusual things. I like this so I could go for a second time, technical other time to stop. Well, she actually wants to try going to Iceland. You have a friend living there who show you places for locals? She went to very local places. Her first day, she'll show you. Okay, so her first day, she went to this random little local place, and they found her trying to speak Italian very cute. They were like, "Oh, you look at you, little baby, trying to speak Italian." She's always the kind of gal who tries to speak the language that she goes and visits, even if she can't speak, because she feels like it's polite, right? She thinks it's really impolite to go to another country and then just speak English to them. Unless it's an English-speaking country, but like... She feels a little bit, it's a bit inconsiderate for a gal to go to a country without speaking a lick. At least, say hello! Ask for your table in Italian. Unless you're American. But like, so many people just started ordering in English, and she always feels like it's a little bit, like, impolite. She finds that in Japan, it happens a lot, and it makes her quite sad, because, like, she doesn't expect someone to come up to her at the maid cafe and start to speak Spanish and think that she can speak Spanish, you know? So she doesn't want to do that kind of thing. So she always tries to speak Italian if she can. She can't speak a lick of Italian. She's using Google Translate and, like, basic Italian images to try to learn. Enough. It got to a point she could order like a coffee without you know, speaking English, which was nice. She did two conversations fully in Italian in a cafe. She managed to order and ask for the bill. Tell us how to order. No, you just go up and go piccolo, which is a small size, and you go pistachio de creme creme, which is like vanilla. And they go, oh, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, porta via, which is like takeaway. And then they go, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay, carta, which is card. They go, blah, 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 blah. And then they put the number in, you tap. They go, okay, like, grazie. And she's like, oh, grazie mille. Okay. And then she gets ice cream and leaves. Then she's not having a deep conversations with them, okay? Alright, you see, she's not asking about how their day is. She's asking, can she have the small size? Can she have it in the pistachio one? She might be pronouncing things horrifically, but they speak the goat language. It's because they speak so quickly. When they go off script, she gets so confused. The last place she went on her trip was a sandwich shop. It was like a focaccia sandwich shop. And they were... She was like... No idea what you just said. Apparently they were closed for like half an hour, but then they opened. Before it. So, who knows what they said? Captain Cupid, Captain Mick, Captain Francis, Captain. Probably the culture, it's fine. Like, again, she's completely... She expects them to speak Italian to her. She doesn't... She knows, like, Italians can speak very good English. But, like, she never likes to presume. Right? So that she makes eating gelato. She's like that. She's very good at eating gelato. In a way where she likes to form shapes out of the ice cream. She goes blah, blah. She licks like all the way around and goes. She has created a perfect K-pop light stick with this code. And now she'll just inhale it. But she can't bite ice cream. She has no idea how people do it. That's kind of psychotic behavior. You know, that's like if you can bite into an ice cream, you're psychotic. She has no idea how people do it. No matter how you're pronouncing them, it's different words. Like her favorite word is prego, which is like a mix of you go on, welcome, and like come over here, like oh next kind of thing. You bite the ice cream, you're crazy. You're crazy! Though, she does find it hard to say, per favore, like, please. But why is the word please two? 2 words. Cause, like, whenever she asks for, like, to pay by card, she goes, carta per favore. But it's a very long word. A good phrase is andiamo mangiare. You could have just told her to say eat shit, but she would not know. A gelato mage. She went to like 6 gelato places, and it turns out the best gelato place was the one next to her hotel. It was great, even though her hotel was haunted, and she got ice cream at 12 a.m. in the morning. It's great. She had a really nice ice cream, which was, she actually forgot to take a photo of it. She got a selfie with it, but she's not gonna show, maybe she'll just screenshot the selfie. Just showing the ice cream. She had a gelato in a brioche bun, and it was, very gal. Very gal. Look, to have an Italian, say you have an Italian, he's already says Mamma Mia to express surprise. No! Pixo says Mamma Mia! Unironically, apparently it's quite common to say Mamma Mia. Like, that's actually really normal. She didn't know it was normal. Until she heard, like, 2 gals say it. And she was like, wow. That sure is a phrase. Always have room for a good ice cream / gelato. What, like, she was thinking of making like a little map of places she ate in Bologna and like and Parma and Florence, but like are any of the Gap House gonna be like time to go to Bologna? Let's use Tori's food map. But honestly, the ice cream was the highlight for her, but maybe it's because she normally doesn't eat that much ice cream. Because the gelato has very low amounts of lactose. Like, she wasn't that, like, her tummy didn't suffer that much. Her tummy actually needed vegetables. Like, her body was like, you have eaten carbs for the last 5 days. Would you like a carrot? Captain Pixie, Captain. Think of the hydrate, Pixie. Go to Italy, where we go? Different region aside from Rome? Go to Bologna. Actually, go to like Emilia Romagna. Go to that region because it's actually quite nice. There is nothing to do. That is probably one of her criticism, there was not much to do, because every fucker goes to sleep for 3 hours at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, because it's too hot to open, apparently. So she's just wandering around for 3 hours. Like a Japan diet? At least with Japanese diet, you feel a little bit healthy because you're eating a lot of fish. She didn't really have that much fish at all. Got they running! Great job, welcome. The town that you stayed in the last trip, honestly, Bologna is fun. We just went to spa. The only spa-like place she saw in Bologna was a Thai massage place, and it did not look it looked a bit suspicious. No, she was tempted to go just to ask for recommendations, because like obviously she can't speak Italian, and this is something that she always recommends, right? If you can't speak a language of the country and you're bilingual, or at least you speak something that isn't English, she would always recommend going to the restaurant of your country and then ask them in your mother tongue where they should go for food, because it's quite an easy way to like communicate, right? Cafe Abby, yeah, she went to Italy for 5 days. She got back yesterday. But one person I try with it in Italy or at home, spaghetti al assassina. Which one's that? Not gonna lie, apparently there's like 3,000 different kinds of pastas, and she had the main pastas of Bologna, which is quite nice. It was nice. It wasn't life-changing. She won't lie, she could probably make the same pasta at home, which sounds a little bit rude, but she felt like the ingredients tasted a lot fresher. But by God, when she came back, she was just craving some Asian flavors. She get people and ask them, yeah, because she would think that if a Thai person came up to her like, oh, where should we go for English food? She could tell people in Thai where to go for English food. Garlic and tomato, chili, and garlic sauce. Oh, that sounds quite nice. Italian Weatherspoons? There were quite a few pubs. And she was tempted by that. You have the reverse one in Japan? Really? To be fair, Japan was a very different experience for her compared to Italy. It's quite, it was very different. Cause like, she's used to going to Asia as an independent adult anyway. She went to like Germany with her school, like Turkey with her family, so those kind of places, like with family is very different because you kind of follow your family's itinerary, right? So she's only really been to America, but then again, America's basically England, but greasier. So it wasn't that much different. Like everything was just bigger, but you speak English, so it's not that different. Though she had a lot of greasy food. Her pub. Let's get some drinks. That's the one thing she got a bit sad, but she couldn't drink because she can't drink anymore. So having like all the like sangria, all the wines and stuff, she only got to like taste a little bit when her friends she met up with would have some. Cause she didn't want to order the whole thing in like one sip and then have to throw it away. You know this. Apparently she's quite a frugal gal. On holidays, cause Pixel was like, girl, why are you just looking for like the cheapest drinks? Listen, she's frugal in a way where she can't justify cost differences, okay? But at least it's close enough to make it through. Yeah, like as in like if you live in England, you can go around America and like vice versa, ish. But yes, she did the first few slides of her trip. The first day was a traveling day, so there's not that much. There was a 2-hour delay on her flight, so she went to the lounge because she has a bank card that lets her go into lounges. Just because it's a holiday doesn't mean you throw away money. Yeah, like she will spend money. She's unapologetically good at spending money, but like she just can't justify when a bottle of water is €4. Okay? She can justify that it was like €1, maybe. But like, it's this water. Apparently, you can't ask for tap water in these kind of places. Apparently, it's not normal to ask for tap water. Though tap water in Italy was quite tasty. You can speak English in Japan, just throw some o or u at the end of words and sentences. To be fair, if she didn't know a word in Japanese, she would just cut the corner it. So yeah, it kind of works all the time. Go to a con, you pay €5, or you can pack your own water. But apparently, like, okay, Tori drinks like water like a camel. Okay, she drinks a lot of water, so she just ran out of water, and she would go to shops to pick up water. But some places, the price differences is crazy, and also there's no convenies around. There's no supermarket. There's no Bossman supermarket. There's no Tesco. There's no stores, and she found out like the fluctuating prices of stores of supermarkets, like regular supermarkets, they fluctuate depending on where you are in the town. Like what city you're in, which, yeah, it happens. She knows, Tesco, like WH Smith's in the airport and WH Smith's out in the middle of nowhere will have a different price. But it's never that obvious. What's a Lidl is? There's no Lidl, but there's an Aldi. She didn't go to a Lidl. There was Lidl there, but she went to an Aldi instead, which is quite fun. Pom Pom with that hat is so cute. Yeah, he's on holiday mode. He got his little holiday hat. He has a little holiday camera. Little holiday Hawaiian clothes. Perfect travel companion. Okay, wait. Her cursor is there. Very good. No Aldi price match? Aldi prices were okay. Not gonna lie, everything was kind of spendy. Like, it was as spendy as it was in London. Which is kind of crazy. Kate. You miss Aldis? You don't have an Aldi? Sad times. Also, she found out the Italian language doesn't have specific letters. There's no J. There's no, K? They don't have K or J's or, like, certain letters in the alphabet. She didn't realize this. She's quite cool. Let's not go to Amsterdam. What is there for her to look at Amsterdam? She go look at Miffy? Like, she's not gonna get the za, as the kids say. Though, she feels like she wouldn't go to a country unless she wants to try the food. Because the food is the bit that was the reason why she went to Bologna. Because it's not really a normal tourist place. Most people go to Florence, Venice, Rome. Price of living crisis is real everywhere. It really was. Honestly, it was weirdly expensive. Also, anyway, she went on her flight. She ended up landing at like 8 p.m. So everything was kind of closed. Oh, also she flew in Ryanair, and it's fine. Ryanair is fine. Her bag fit the thing. Everything was, the check-in smooth. She had no problems. Though, when she did go, there was a guy screaming at the attendant about their giant bag, which their bag was oversized. Okay, like, she would get it if the guy was pissed. If the bag wasn't oversized and it was kinda, it would fit, but it didn't fully fit. No, this guy's bag was a suitcase on his back. But the landing for the flight there, absolutely fine. No turbulence, no problems. Honestly, very good flight. Not actually that angry. She presumed that delay was because of things happening in France or something like that. That's what they said on the intercom. Or it was the thunderstorms. One or two, who knows? There was apparently like crazy strikes and thunderstorms over in France, so they were a little bit scared of flying. So at least she wasn't cancelled. Speaking of love, she actually didn't have any spaghetti. She had tagliatelle, so this was her first meal of the trip. It was a tagliatelle alla ragu, which is like the region special. It was nice. Blaming the French, they did. They bloody well blamed on the French. Which, you know, as Brits, we were fine with this. Yes. So after she checked in, after she dropped her bags off, her bag was like a 10 kilo. She had a check-in, like a 10 kilo check-in for her clothes and makeup and everything. And she checked in. It was a 20+ minute walk from the station, so it was a little bit of a trek. And not gonna lie, Bologna was kind of dodgy looking. Okay, it was not like beautiful like how some of the videos show it. She walked down this slightly sus-looking area. It was quite lots of graffiti. Surprisingly, a lot of graffiti in this city. A lot of tagging. Referring to yourself, is referring to yourself a part of Tori's lore? Oh, as in like her speaking in third person. The Thai language uses a lot of third person conversations. Like in Thai, you don't really say I that much. She kind of grew up without saying I. So it kind of stuck when she spoke English. She can speak in first person. She can. It's just not as free flowing as third person is. She does do it for like she does do it at con events and at larger like group stuff with people she doesn't know. Like she's probably going to be typing in first person in the VSMP server because she feels like people got confused. Other than that, she prefers speaking in third person. She can, and she has. Like, obviously, people have seen her at cons and stuff, and she can speak in first person. It's just not the most. It flows better for her anyway. Apparently, it makes some of the gal pals weirded out if she speaks in first person. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. No, really enough. She expected more people to be a bit more weirded out by it. You guys just used to it. Also, so after this meal, so this actually a ragu. It was pretty good. It was a little too al dente, like it was a little undercooked, but it was nice. It was yummy. The ragu was okay. Yes, the Vtuber thing helps. Yeah, she feels like it's a little bit hard to speak in third person, because especially at cons and events, because people are gonna be like, "Who are you talking about?" You know, while you're streaming of her, you can kinda like she's only talking to one gal, right? So it's not as complicated. In larger collabs, she might swap over to first person, so it's not confusing people. Cause she has she does get a bit worried sometimes about confusing people by speaking in third person. Better or worse than Domino? Yeah, it was bad, but it felt like, okay, it felt a lot meatier, but there wasn't that much flavor after the meat. You know, it was good. It was good. It wasn't so changing like she thought it would be. Okay, and for dessert, this dessert was a seasonal one, and it's a pineapple tiramisu, which did not have coffee, so it was an uncaffeinated tiramisu, but it was actually so good. It was so refreshing. It was made with rum. So there's rum and some other drink in it. She forgot what. She probably should have looked at the menu. What's your favorite fruit? What you got one in Italy? Honestly, it might be this tiramisu. As in, she might actually steal this idea and make this herself. Because it was so good. You don't understand, like, you might not think it works, but pineapple with the, like, mascarpone cream is genuinely so nice. It was so refreshing. It was really warm in Italy. And apparently her aircon looked like it was from before her mother's time. Like, so everything was very hot. But honestly, this pineapple tiramisu, she might steal this. Honestly, probably the best thing she ate. In terms of like, the one thing she ate. She loved a gelato as well. She did also find out that, in Italy, they charge something called coperto, which is the cost of using their cutlery. Which is something she knew going to Italy that it was a thing. But it was interesting to see it, like, see it priced. Nate Browning. Nate on Twitch. But honestly, she wouldn't go to Italy on her own again because, like, she was lucky enough that she had a lot of friends out in the northern half of Italy. So she had a lot of friends kind of like visit with her and chill with her throughout the day. Like, she had a gal in Parma. She had a gal in Florence, which was Pixel. All these gals are like either university gals or like, you know, non-online people. But with Bologna, she was fine on her own last day, but like any other time, she would not feel safe walking around Bologna on her own. Non-online people, yeah, you know the gals that have like maybe 20 followers on Instagram and they post photos of like deep, meaningful words? Yeah. Though, because they, you know, lived in Italy, it helped a lot. It helped a lot, honestly. Are you actually allowed to turn up with your own coloring? Probably not. New cafe idea? Possibly. Pineapple tiramisu sounds like it might be too foreign for some gals, though. It might be too out of the world. Are you saying they aren't scam accounts? Yeah, like, you're right, Brian. They do look like scam accounts, because it's literally, like, name, like, she's not gonna dox her friends, but, like, the name and a few numbers. It's that kind of username. Like, that's her friends. So, they could be. If she didn't know who they were, she would think they were scam accounts, too. First name, bunch of numbers. It was first names with last name. First name with last name. First name dot last name with a bunch of numbers. You know? If the numbers, and the numbers aren't like year of birth. It just like was a random set of numbers. Is it even norm? Yeah, they were very normy. They were very, very normy. So, but sometimes she likes normy. You've been blocking Tori's gal pals? They probably don't, not lie, they do not follow any of her VTubing stuff. They're the kind of friends that she doesn't talk, she doesn't tell them about VTubers. Like, that's how normy they are. They think she likes Pom Pom Purr because she Asian. Okay, like that's the level we're playing at. That's the level, okay? They don't know about VTubing. They don't know about any of that stuff. All they know, what she does for a job, is event organization. And that's enough that they need to know. She would be kind of weirded out if they started following her gal pals. That would be very odd. Romi's far better at being a bot. Yeah, but they were very nice. Honestly, it's been nice. It's nice to spend time with them. Normally, sometimes it's literally only for lunch or dinner because it was during a weekday. You know, some of the stuff was during work days, so she couldn't just be like, hey, spend the whole day with her. It was fun though. It was fun to be on her own, but she would not feel comfortable being on her own in certain areas of Bologna. Oh, so this was her aircon? Look at it. And it was broken? If you moved it to 15 to 20, it would break. So she bloody well hoped that 25 and 30 was the strength, not the temperature, because it just would not turn on. And she tried fiddling with it, and you know when you look at something you could get electric shock if you fiddle with it too much? Welcome. So she just lived in perpetual 30 because she didn't know whether or not she could. Also, she forgot to get a photo of the bed. The bed was odd. There's no blanket. It was a little towel on the bed. It was a little bit odd. A wee bit odd. That. But yes, she literally ate this at 10 p.m. So she just went to bed. She had an early morning the next day because she was going to Parma with cheese. With cheese. Yippee! To 22? No, it didn't work. It literally only worked from 25 up. And it made the most noise at 30. So she kept it at that 30. But yes, second day, she went to Parma, which is about an hour away from Bologna. And she had a booking at 10:30 for this cheese tour. Right? Because if you go in the morning, you get to see these men cut the cheese up. Cut the freshly made, Parma Reggiano cheese. The gal would cut it up. So, but before that, look at where we are. Look at the middle bumfuck nowhere we are at. At this point, her train was delayed by 50 minutes. So she's like, oh fuck, will she make it in time? She got there. Luckily, she planned it so if she was late because she woke up late, she could still make it within an hour. She got a bus. The bus was late. So she made it at 10:35, but they hadn't started because they were late. So she has figured out that all Italians are just late because everything else in the world is late. These kind of fellows would be called Baza and Gaz. She forgot their names, but they had very generic Italian names. You'd be like, ah yes, that's an Italian name right there. But yes, she was late, but it's fine because there's some Americans who were also late. And apparently everybody else on the tour was American. Because they were like, ooh, let's do a little icebreaker. Where is everybody from? And then it's Boston, Ontario. Well, yes, that's Canadian. Something. She forgot. They were all American. Except one German gal and Tori, who's London. And they were like, ooh. Guess Italy isn't Japan. It was more she expected some delay. She expected the same level of delay as British ones. But no, Italians are way worse at the delays. Imagine somehow they weren't late and you were just running on the wrong time. They were definitely late because a lot of us were just standing there waiting. Also, the cheese was really cheap, but she can't bring cheese because there's a breakout of foot and mouth disease in the UK. And they're scared of Italians. So they were like, no cheese, no meat. Normally, you're allowed to bring meat and cheese in. She should have smuggled it. No one checked their suitcase on the way back, which is kind of sad. She should have bought some freaking cheese. But where are you really from? Okay, you're gonna find out on the where are you really from conversation later on. Because we're gonna be talking about the most sexist cooking teacher she's ever had in her life. She's had one cooking class and... You make poetry? Apparently, yeah, you can make poetry. Katte fight, katte. Who was the one? The German or American? Oh, everybody was really nice. Everybody was nice. But yeah, she had a really, later. This is day... This is day 5? Yeah, this was like day 5 or 4. She forgot which one. No, day 5. Yes. This was later on in the trip. It was one of the last things she did as, booked anyway, on her trip. She went to a cooking class. And by God, like she can't even judge the gal. She didn't really expect that much in terms of an old Italian man being quite sexist and a little bit racist. But y'all gonna hear about that when we get to that point, okay? Bird cheese, that just sounds like their poop. Nothing new. Yeah, it was one of those things where like she couldn't really expect anything else. Okay, like she was like, yeah, that's not surprising, but it's only surprising because man's meant to be teaching her how to make pasta, you know? But didn't talk to the woman in the kitchen. Only talk to the men. No. It was an experience for sure. But yes, she went to a Parmesan baking place. This is where they make one the Parmesan, the one that you get from like from the British supermarket. Like this brand here. They make it there. And she watched it being made, and it smelled like shit. Like Jesus Christ, this place smelled. They took us to this room where they like submerge the cheese in salt for like a month, and the smell of rennet, which if you don't know is like animal stomach acids, it's strong. It smelled like preservatives. She felt like she was back in university, smelling like the formaldehyde. How much for a whole wheel of cheese? It was 36 euros per kilo, and each one's about 20 kilos. So like 100 and something quid? No, like 200 something quid? It's not even that much for a whole wheel. Obviously, you buy it there. But, she went to this place, they showed us this, and they showed us how they, like, make the lines. You see the lines here? Never mind, you can't see the lines there. Order. Front. See these lines? They have a little thing here that they, like, wrap it around. And it normally tells you, like, how old it is, where it's come from. Then the rind. It's very cool. And she got to see a really old one. You can see this really old one. Compared to a new one, the color goes all fancy. Worst smelling room? This room. This room smelled... No. Will not have to interact with formalin and formaldehyde in your job, but you smell bacteria and infected samples that include... It kind of smelled like that. Not gonna lie, it was fermented milk. Because they use like overnight milk and they use like morning milk. They mix 2 different kind of milks together, and the smell in there is sure is something. Like, it's a lot. That would last you a week. This was big. Okay, they were chunky. They were chunky pieces of cheese. She was so tempted to buy it, but it was really good. She would recommend the 24-month one, the 2-year cheese. Much better than the 12-month one, and not as crystally as the 36-month. Apparently they had one that was like 100 months, 8 years old. Kinda crazy. 720? Oh wait, she thought 5 kilos. Never mind, it was 20 kilos. 720 for a giant wheel is actually not that bad. Captain, welcome. Captain Maki, welcome. She did look at cheeses. Look at all the cheese being sent away. They're selling the cheese. To be fair, like the amount of work that goes into it and how long it needs to survive there. They had a machine that like cleans the wheels of mold. It's actually kind of cool. Like the machine picks up the wheel, brushes it, and then moves it to the next side. It's very neat. But yeah, she looked at cheese, smelled cheese. She got to try some cheese. She had some ham with it, and it was pretty good ham, but it also just tasted like any Parma ham. She had the cheese. This was the 12-month one. This is the 24. That's the 36. And then they gave us like some Parmesan cream. It was very good. I love yard work. It's your turn of yard now. Thank you for looking. Oh, to be a mouse living in a cheese factory, there were so many cats around, so that mouse would have been dead. Okay. Not gonna lie, she had, this is as far as she got in terms of preparing images. But we're going to prep the images and bring them in as we go. So she had some cheese. It was good. It's also just cheese. It didn't taste that different compared to the normal cheese you would get at the supermarket. But she now will be buying 24-month cheese. Also, the gal said she found this out. She was quite interested. There's like B-grade cheese, and B-grade cheese has their rind like damaged to show they're B-grade. And if you buy a bit of Parmesan and it doesn't have the rind in it, it means they're trying to hide something. And she was like, "Oh, that's some good. That's a good way to see if it's legit cheese. Because if there's no rind, it could be a B-grade cheese." Aussie Lemonade Monster Spotted? Okay, she'll go into the story of this Monster Lemonade. It's actually really good, to be fair. But after she left, the next bus was in 20 minutes, so she went to McDonald's, because it was the only thing next to this random farm. And look at the random stuff they have. They have, what is that? McChicken il provolone? You get provolone cheese on your freaking McChicken? What are all these random, this is crazy work. There's a pepperoni one. Wild. Absolutely wild. It was also €6.50, which is actually kind of dire for a burger. It did sound good, but she went and got a McFlurry. And it was a pistachio crisp McFlurry, which was €3. A McFlurry over here is like £1. £1.20. This was €3.20 for a McFlurry. A McFlurry, everyone. It's literally £1.40 maximum for a large size. No. But she presumes it was more expensive because it was pistachio. Because there was a lot of pistachio cream in this thing. It was a chunky amount of pistachio cream. And the McFlurry itself did taste better. Maybe it's because it's like gelato style McFlurry. But it did taste better than the normal McFlurry in her opinion. Must be tourist area prices. Did you not see where we were? Do you think this is tourism? What is this? We are in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Where are we? This is not tourism. We were in the sticks. We were in the middle of nowhere. She had to take a bus out of town. Right. So after this, she was a bit hungry, so she went to have horse meat, which is apparently a Parma delicacy. It's called cavolo pesto, and it's horse tartar. Have a nice shower, though, but it's horse tartar served with mayo, lemon, and rocket. Like, you know, like whatever the hell this thing is, salad. It was actually pretty good. The bread was okay. It's a weird bread. Umamusume meal. Listen, every time she opened Twitter, it was umamusume. Like she was like, okay, she needs to get on in the memes, because she didn't think about it until she ordered it and she ate a bit of it and she was like, huh, horses. Everybody's talking about horses. Ah, she's into umamusume too. Sorry, Umamen, you have the Haru gal, that pink-haired gal that always loses. That's just her. That's just her. That literally that's just her as a horse. She actually won a race recently? Wasn't it like someone who like posted a picture? Rarafa? That's just her. She finds dorky ones kind of cute. But yeah, she doesn't know, she doesn't really know much about umamusume. But yeah, she had some, this is really good, would recommend. She went to a place that was open in 19 something, like 18 something, a little old place. It's a very traditional dish in Parma. Honestly, very yummy, very delicious. So at this point, this is about like 1 p.m. Right? So she's like, okay, it's time to go look at stuff. Everything is closed. Why is everything closed? She messages her friend, was like, okay, what time are we meeting? Because everything's fucking closed. And they were like, yeah, well, they'll come when things are open again. What do you mean that when things open again? They're like, oh yeah, it normally closes at like, things close at 1 p.m. and open at 3:30. And she's like, what? At this point, again, she's in another town. So she can't just go back to the hotel and like rest. She's wondering. She found a giant violin. And at this, it's also 36 degrees Celsius. So it's boiling hot. She hadn't got any water because she drank all her water with this stuff. So she went to look for a supermarket. The nearest supermarket, 1.2 miles away? What the fuck do you mean? It's 1.2 miles away? What do you mean? So, she was like, okay. She had no other choice. She has to go to the shop because she needs a drink. She needs some sort of energy, you know? She did get this really nice monster one with though. This was pretty yummy. It's an Aussie lemonade flavor. Pretty good. And this is a first encounter with Pam, which is a chain of supermarkets in Italy that now she is in love with because it's the only fucking one that's open constantly and doesn't have weird prices. Their prices are the same throughout all of the shops. Except the station ones, but then that's what you expect from a station supermarket. But every other one, same price. So she's like, fuck Carrefour. Fuck the other, she forgot what the other one was, like, oh, what was the other one called? It began with A. Fuck that one. Pam. Pam's where it's at. So, also, she found this. She's okay. Not gonna lie, she's not sure whether or not it's TOS, but it's just photos of it. It should be okay, right? So, we don't see what's in this reflection. This is a vending machine. Just in the middle of the street with a vibrator. But why? Why are you going to be seen in 4K in public just taking out a little vibrator in the middle of the fucking day? There's also a lot of condoms in it, you know, all the lubes. This is not shower gel. This is looby. But like, what? Girls got needs? Amazon! Amazon exists in Italy! Amazon it! Why are you gonna be... How desperate are you? How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how desperate are you? Are you going to go on the main street to a vending machine and just get it out? Let everybody see you get it out. No. What? Go wait 3 days? How about you just wait for 2 hours when the pharmacy opens? Like, go to the pharmacy. More Italian stereotypes? Oh, she completely forgot about this. Okay, so day 1, she just got out of a station. Just got out, everyone. Like, she literally just walked up the station after getting from the airport. The first thing she sees, a group of youths. Normal, you know, just checking out your friends. But there's one. Okay, wait. She needs. Insert. Can she draw on these? No. Okay. Wait. She's gonna quickly. She's gonna show you all, okay? Because it gave her whiplash. Okay. So, let's do. Okay. She's gonna. Okay. Again, these people are like maximum 15. No way. Did you see the hand gesture? Apparently it means fuck you. What the fuck you want? Okay. They dry humping on the station walls whilst yapping with their friends. Man's like slapping her butt like he's holding her. He's mounted on. Okay? And like the bit that gets her is that they're just chilling with their friends. They're hanging out with friends. They're not even just on their own. She'd be a bit less like judgmental, because if it's a young love, oh, that's kind of cute. But like in front of your friends, like doing like PDA is not like she's a fan of PDA, you know, like show your love, but like she'd be so uncomfortable if her friends just started dry humping in front of her while talking about like, oh, she couldn't tell what the hell talking about because they're either Italian. But like this is the first thing she sees in Italian, you know, like she was like, oh, and like it wasn't like a oh she's on it, okay? Like obviously she's wearing clothes, she's not naked, but like man's holding her like man's about to rail right on the station entrance. And like what? Yeah, this is the first thing she saw when she left the train station. From on day 1 is that this. Okay, again, they are like 14, 15. Okay, not gonna lie, she didn't look for that long, but it was in her peripheral vision while she's trying to figure out where the hell to walk on Google Maps. But like, man's his hands were just like his hand was cupping. It was cupping. But like, you know, fine. Show your love. She's not gonna judge people being in love. Young love is kind of cute, wholesome thing. But it's the fact that they were with friends. Is that not a little bit uncomfortable to be rubbing against each one another in front of your gal pals? Isn't that like no sometimes she does not understand it very much. They're like an audience, but like, it wasn't like this is like their school friends. Isn't it quite uncomfortable? Like sure, hold hands, give each other little kissies, but like to dry hump in front of your friends is a little bit much for her. What, they're getting more excited about being watched by their friends? That's creepy. Like, that's creepy. That just got that to her will just feel like that, like one of those couples wants one of the friends. Okay, like. What talking about? Again, she couldn't tell what they're talking about because they're talking in Italian, but like, why? Like okay, his back's against the wall. She's like, they're making a letter fucking K. They're making the letter K. Like, Is it Italy? Yeah, it's the first thing she saw in the station she got out of in Italy. And then seeing this, it's not, you're not, Italians are not beating the allegations right now. I thought they didn't have a cake, they're making their own one. Dula, making their own one. But yeah, this was a little bit culture shocky. Just out in the middle of the day. But yeah, she saw a giant violin afterwards and she was like, what's the point of this? And she took a photo. And there were some kids playing around. The kids were staring at her. She got embarrassed because she's a grown adult taking a photo of a violin in the middle of a kid's playground. So they were looking at her. The dad was giggling. The guys were like, oh, just a little tourist. And she got embarrassed and she left. What, they're like, okay, it's been 20 minutes. It's your turn now. That's even more weird. It's not past the fucking parcel, is it? Not gonna lie, she was only there for like a minute. Okay, she only saw it for like 20 seconds. But like, that was 20 seconds too much for her already. So, she at this point, she already figured out the route to her hotel, so she went and walked. Afterwards, she went to look at some fancy buildings. And it was pretty fancy. It was pretty. This is where she saw the first of her many silly statues. Which is this gal right here. Great statue. It was in front of the Parma Cathedral. And she was a little bit worried because she didn't really think she was gonna go look at the cathedral. Well, because there was nothing to really do until she digested this thing. Until she digested the Uma Musume sandwich. She can eat again. Returned for a bit, you charge your phone. You came right after her conversation about the weird youths. Weird voyeur youths. Is that lion session? Not gonna lie, she had not a clue. She had no, maybe it's like a weird mermaid lion thing, but she had no idea what this thing was, and she thought it was funny. It was a bit derpy. Weird voyeur what? Don't worry about it. She's not gonna go back into it because she felt like she talked about it way too much already. But too long didn't read. There were some youths humping each other in front of the station. Think count when the years are all back? Yeah, but like it has very kind eyes. Look how kind those eyes are. It's so cute, little eyes. She wasn't sure she was allowed to go into the cathedral because they don't allow people in shorts. And at this point, she's wearing really shorts because it's bloody hot. But they didn't seem to mind. Like, she didn't get kicked out, and that was enough for her. This was the cathedral inside. It's very pretty. She took a better photo, obviously, but like this was very pretty. It was like a gal frozen as a statue. It does look like the gal, doesn't it? A little nuggy. They don't allow people in shorts. It's because it's not modest. You're meant to dress in modest clothing because it's a church. It's a holy place. You're not meant to show knees. And at this point, she showed knees. But it's fine. They didn't tell her off for it. Some places are a little bit more strict. The one in Bologna was quite strict, so she had like a longer dress for that. was pouring in the church. It was very nice. It was very pretty. Like the architecture in there, like the paintings, very pretty. A little bit spoopy at times, a little bit eerie. She finds it a little bit eerie sometimes. Maybe it's because all the horror games are like based on religion and stuff. The stained glass was really pretty too. She posted a lot of the photos on her Twitter, so you can kind of see them on Twitter as well. But if you haven't, it's very pretty. Like the stained glass was really pretty. It was very warm. She saw. Then afterwards, she went to she found another vending machine. This time, just a stick of Parmesan. It's the most Italian thing. What do you mean in the vending machine? It's just a stick of Parmesan cheese for €4.70. It's kind of cute. Like she thought it was really cute. They had like other things like milk and panna cotta and stuff in there, but like it had muffins and cakes. But it's just the most wildest thing she saw. A cheese vending machine. It had like panna cotta and yogurt and stuff, so it's probably a cold machine. But it was very cute because it had Parma cheese, like Parmesan cheese. The statue was really eerie. Normally these are like for water drinking. She was not going to drink. From that, she went to see another church. Because at this point, it was the only thing that was open. This was a sanctuary, though. It was very pretty. Like, honestly, the architecture and the prettiness of it is very pretty. Like, it was very peaceful. Bit scary, a bit eerie. Oh, she had another picture of a parade in the shop. There you go. Just a gal enjoying her view. And then she would have ice cream. She wanted a cold gelato though. She wanted not cold gelato, a sour gelato because she felt like the cream might have been too much for her. So she had a nice cold strawberry and lime one. Very nice. Did you get really allowed to hear the echo? No, because it was so quiet in there. It was too scary. It was too scary. Okay, so at this point, she's like, "Wow, it's time to have this sandwich." She's been really looking forward to. She saw a lot of good reviews, and she sees this fucking sign, right? And at this point, she has no idea why it has not opened yet, because the opening time, you can see opening time here. It opens at 4:30 or 3:30. It's one of those ones, right? It says it opens at this time. And she doesn't know Italian. She looks at this, what does that mean? Pomerigo Chiaccioso? No idea what that means. It has not opened in like 10 minutes. At this point, she's already presuming it's because it's delayed in opening because Italians seem to be very late. So she messages Pixel being like, "Why is it not open?" And apparently they decided to close. Just shits and giggles. For the day. Just close for the day. And she's like, "Okay, well, guess she'll fuck herself." Like, okay, fine. She'll go for some pasta instead. Because it's the only thing she can really go for right now. But just before walking out, she's already breaking the rules about wearing shorts in the thing. Right now, bread, she has no idea what, but it just says closed for the afternoon, like it's closed in the evenings. And she's like, "Wow, that's great." So she had this pasta, which is tortellini with creamy Parmesan cheese, and it was really good. It was like creamy. It had pork inside. pork sausage inside these tiny little gals. And they were tiny. They were like the size of like a 1p coin. They were tiny. They were really nice. Doesn't photograph very well, which is why you never saw a photo of it, because it photographed like this. It was kind of ugly. Looks really good. It's just little gals, little pieces. After this, her gal pal came and met up with her, so we went to look at more cheese and ham. Again, it was just cheese and ham. She should have though. She should have bought this. She's gonna have to. She got to screenshot it in a weird way because it shows a reflection of it. But it's balsamic vinegar, but it's fancy balsamic vinegar because the balsamic vinegar she had here. Never mind, she's lost the image. Where is it? She had in this bowl here. It was really good, and she was like, "Oh, you know what? I should buy it." But then she decided, maybe she'll just wait until she's back in Bologna because she doesn't have to carry this thing all day. She never saw it again. And then she saw this sign, which she thought was quite funny. Why so serious? NTR. And you know someone did this, and then someone tagged it later with this. Welcome. People know who Tori is? She's just a gal. She's currently just back from Italy. She came to talk to everybody about her trip to Italy, and so far we've talked about her only the first day of 5 days. Club. Welcome. How was date everything? Did you date the kettle? Yeah, she really wants to play the game actually. But welcome. If you need to raid and run and rest up, feel free to do so. She's gonna be yapping about her trip, about the various things she found and took a photo of. It was very fun. Her trip was quite nice, but she's glad to be home. It's a bit warm, and she kind of ran out of things to do outside. Take over the hydrate. Stretch. Did you meet the Pope? She did not meet the Pope. She saw a photo of the late Pope Francis. Does that count? Tori would date the toilet. She would like to know how the characters look. Gal9 Have a lovely EPs. Thank God for welcoming her back. Kate Archie. Welcome. Is it pro NTR or anti NTR? She didn't know. She didn't know what it means, but she thought this was quite funny because it was obviously added in. But like, what does it mean? Why so serious? NTR. But this is the kind of tagging that exists in Italy. Also, she found another supermarket and was like, "Bro, this is their equivalent of a baby bell. There is a whole ass like piece of cheese wrapped around ham. This is like their baby bell." It did look pretty good. It was pretty solid. Her gal pal then got a sandwich, which she had a bit of, but she was already kind of still full from this. But she had like a quarter of it. It's quite good. It was basic though. It wasn't like life-changing again. It was okay. And then she went back home. She went back to Palm. We wandered a lot, okay? Like, not gonna lie, there wasn't much to do. She just went and tried out some clothes. But yeah, don't worry about it, Parfait. Don't worry. Thank God for the raid. Thank God. So she had a bit of this. It was quite good. the Parma ham just tastes like Parma ham. She would not lie. She was expecting the Parma ham to blow her mind. It did not. She went back. Then she saw some shops. She remembered to buy a single postcard and a magnet from Parma. So she has a Parma ham magnet now on her fridge. She got a magnet from each of the regions. She got one from Bologna. She has one from Parma, and she has one from Florence too, which is a statue of David one. She took a photo of it actually. She had a tortellini one from Bologna. She had a Parma ham one from Parma, and she has a statue of David one from Florence, because that's where the statue was. For dinner, she went to this very famous mortadella place, which is a type of bologna in Italy. It's known for it in Bologna. This is like the most famous place for it. It was very salty. It was quite salty. Also, she went to Pam Loco again because she needed water. But okay. Let's do a new slide here. Okay, let's delete that. Can you guys tell her? Okay, right. This is their packet of pasta. In Italy. Welcome. So this packet of pasta in Italy. She's about to show you something, and which one was the copy? Okay? Which one's the copy, everyone? Because something about the branding looks slightly similar. Done it? Cause this is not the only time. Okay, let her go find. Did she take another photo? She hopes she took another photo. Oh yes, okay. She did take another photo. Right. Because it's not only pasta. It's not only pasta, okay? Right. This Pam Local. Okay, let her go find. Why is the branding so similar? Explain this to her. Which one was the copy? Because this threw her off, okay? She saw this in Pam Local, and she was like, what's going on? So thank you so much for the redirectos, man. Thank you. You know who Tori is? She's just a gal. She's just a gal. And she's trying to talk about her Italy trip. And she's on day 2. Tesco will always be the OG. But like, this is Italian, right? It's Italian pasta. She has no idea which one copied who, but like there is definitely a pattern copied here. There ain't no way that this is not copied from something, because we even have a blue version to match their blue version of it. She's so confused. Nice holiday. It was very nice. She enjoyed it quite a lot. But like, is Pam Tesco? You know what? Let her quickly check this actually. Pam Italy owner. Oh, okay, so it's Pam and Tesco. Okay, no, they don't. There's no correlation. But honestly, okay, tell her that it does not look like the same fucking labeling. No? Is this not the same labeling to you? James. Welcome. Somebody's copying the other's homework, but who? Who's copying whose homework? Looks different to you? This looks different to this. Nah, they look the same to us. Obviously, there's minor differences. They can't copy for sure, but like, there's definitely similarities going on here. Done it? No? No? There's a resemblance. Yeah, there is a resemblance. Now he came back. She wasn't. What do you mean? She was never gonna leave that long. After a sandwich, after going to Pam Local, she went to she got some mint gelato, and this one was not that great. It was very melty. It was melting a lot, and it wasn't the best in the world. That's basically it for day one. First full day anyway. And now she felt like she did a lot. She did, you know, she'll tell you all have she'll tell you the steps that she took each day. They both have this basic bitch design possible, but there's only so many ways you can do it. Nah, because you can make it slightly different. You know, you don't have to put the logo above the actual dish and underneath the exact square box. You know, it's looking too similar. Too similar. Scout time. Go. Welcome. Hooked of laughing. Pam looks like you're stealing Walmart's great value designs. Is it Walmart as well? Wait. Walmart great value. She didn't know what. Pasta. Not as much as it is copying Tesco. It's the colors as well. They use the exact same color scheme. Like this, the circles, yes. But look, that's so much different than this. This and this are very similar. Hope you made it back safely home. Your hopes are already good. Like she's back home. But yeah, she ate a lot today. But oh wait, she needs to tell you the amount of steps she did. She did 23,199 steps. Burning throughout the day. She had only 5 hours of sleep. And she walked a lot. That's a lot of walking. She did 15.5 kilometers. km. She did that, and you're on Delta hours? Not right now. She had good 10 hours sleep today. It was great. But don't worry about being late. Cooking a new burger recipe, like as in like the amount of meat and like ratios and stuff. Do you remember UK Safeway, there are no froze items? It was saying it's gonna be one that's more similar to this, because these two are exactly the same. Okay. Oi. Is that when you finally came back from the shower? Man decided to say nothing after going to shower. Oh wait. Oh, you did unlike. Okay, never mind. I mean, but all your big corporates own everything. But these are two different companies. It's one for the brand at the commissary. Oh, okay. Let's go have a look. Oh. Oh, you know what? Yeah, like that's similar, but it's still not Tesco and Pam's look. It's similar in terms of squares. Similar in terms of squares, but it's still not the same as these two. These two, a lot more different. Okay. Right. Next morning, she got herself a coffee. And this is the first time she used the word Puerto Via, which is takeaway. She got a nice cold ice, a flat white. Because lattes don't exist. Because latte is just milk. Hot pot burger. Rolled shredded beef onto a center of a Wagyu patty. Why did you get a Wagyu patty, Lapin? What's the point of a Wagyu patty? Just get the cheap cut of meat and then put some beef fat in it. You like Wagyu? Just Wagyu patty. There's no point of Wagyu patty. Wagyu patty just 20% beef mince. No. Then chopped green onions and mixed it into melted fresh mozzarella and sauteed mushrooms and sesame oil and dipped the buns in broth. Oh, that sounds very good. You need to add chili to it. Make them spicy. Then it'll be real mala hot pot. Thinking Tori's back? What do you mean? No, Wagyu burgers are the most reverse thing she's ever seen in culinary. Because Wagyu is for marbling, right? Wagyu steaks are marbled. So marbling is fat, laced within a steak. A burger is minced meat. You might as well just mince some normal beef and put beef fat into it. Should next time both spices and burger a little dry? Did you dry the burger properly? Like, did you dry the patty? Like, you need to cool the patty down, or else the juices will all flow out. If it's not like if it's room temperature beef, it normally just juices just flow out, right? Marinade burgers. Have you tried making the mayo out of the hot pot spices? So what you want to do is like, what you could do is do a hot pot, and then with some of the liquid, evaporate the liquid, so like reduce it down to like a paste. Then mix it into some mayo. You want to try Wagyu? It's very oily. Wagyu. Like, she's actually found that she's not the biggest fan of Wagyu. Back to your yard. Enjoy your yard. Don't do so much yard work that your blisters on your hand pop and rip the skin off like she did today. Her hands kind of hurt right now. Like, God, you forgot how fun serious cooking is, especially experimenting. You know what you should experiment making? You should make what she had on day one, which is a pineapple tiramisu. Cause that slapped. 3 days? Oh. How big's your yard? You need 3 days to get your entire yard done. Some crazy work. So day 2, she's going to Florence. She's gonna hang out with Pixel. And it was only a 40-minute journey. Guess what? It was late. Of course. You've never heard of pineapple tiramisu in your life? Exactly, she's never heard of it. But some nice old ladies and an old couple was like, this is our summer special. You should try it. And she did. It was so good. So good. They're the first one to do their own budget range like that? Oh. Quick save? Is it a quick fix? Taiga did it in 6 hours? You know the worst part about the yard work she did today was? Mama Taiga just stood there, hands on hip, watching her do it. And then it was like, and then when she was like, oh, she gotta do this bit too? Because like originally it was meant to only be like the front, like power washing the front yard, like the front area. And then Mama Taiga was like, okay, now do the rest of the place. And she's like, oh. Mama Taiga was like, don't be like that, don't be lazy. Mom, you're just standing there with your hands on your hips. But yes, she was going to Florence. it was late, and it was, of course, so... Pixel, you're so absolutely lovely. Give a shout out to... Wait, can she even... Did she do it right? Okay, she did do it right. She was not sure she was gonna do it right. She remembered the username right. But yes. And it was nice to have a gal take her around a city that she's never seen before. She didn't even look up at anything. She honestly just left Pixel to like take her around Florence. It was very nice. Very warm. Incredibly warm. What type of sockets Pixel has? The European one, the Italian one. Talking about sockets, the portable, the one she bought didn't fit the fucking socket because the hole was too small. And she was like, wow. But luckily, there was another socket somewhere else that like had an adapter and it fit that one. Oh, but sounds third considering Pixel's a TV? Yeah, because she DM'd Pixel. Was like, what kind of sockets do you have? And Pixel was like, oh, a bit saucy to ask, and she was really confused because at this point she's standing in the shops like trying to look for like an adapter for Italy, and she was like, oh, her bad, she forgot you were a TV. But this is the Florence Cathedral thing. It was quite pretty. She didn't really want to go in because it was really hot and she was hungry, so we didn't bother going in. A lot of tourists there too. She took a photo with some of the mozzarella with the tomatoes with her nails. That's the same thing. Oh, it was kind of cute. Didn't it? Honey, it wasn't UK 100%. It was like 37, 38 Celsius. She forgot what that was in Fahrenheit. 38 C2F. It was 100.4 Fahrenheit that day. Very warm. It's cheap but savory. It was very she didn't get it because she got this absolutely gorgeous carbonara. It's a truffle carbonara. And it was very good. It was very good. It was very pretty, though. It was very pretty. She took a picture of Gao's food as well, and it was like a specialty like pasta with a non-tomato ragu, and it was pretty good as well. She had another gelato with Pixel got for her, which was very nice. It was oh, what flavor she get? She forgot. Was it a mint one? She forgot. Regardless, it was still yummy. She was so full though. Like, pasta always fills her up, so this destroyed her for a bit. Like, it was heavy. It was quite heavy. She didn't eat this. She looked at it and she was like, wow. She go take a photo. Burin's on a nice little tour. It was very busy. There were so many people. She saw a statue. Are we allowed to post statues, like, you know, on Twitch? It's historical, right? It's historical, right? Twitch. TOS. Statues. In a public art. Okay. It's public art. So we're good. PP! The girl is there! The girl! Apparently it's okay. Statues are okay, according to Twitch. According to community guidelines. You're allowed to with their statues in public. Yes. One second. She's trying to read where it is. It's too late now. Yeah, art history, editorial canon, or public art that might feature nude figures are exempt for this policy. Okay, so yeah, pee-pee. Oh, she took a video of her going hey at the pee-pee. There we go. No, but what YouTube guidelines? YouTube surely should be okay. YouTube statue guidelines. It'll be fine. Just don't report her, everyone. Saw some interesting statues. They were all naked, which is, you know, fair enough, but also there were a lot of them were naked. And she was like, why, like, there's so much going on here. And there's pee-pee. Oh wait, the nugget is hiding it. Welcome back, Igor. Welcome back. You were gonna look at some pee-pees now. How long they had to put? She was wondering about this, right? She was asking, you know, like, hey, like how are they doing these statues so beautifully? Like, look at this gal. This gal is having a time. But like, the muscles, like the body looks like a body. Like this gal, for example. How they mold such a beautiful ass? Like, that look like fat. They don't look like a rock statue. This bit looks like an ass. And like, okay, wait. Not to be weird or anything, but like, look how detailed. Look at how detailed these feet are. Like, how are you carving this out of stone? How are you carving this? Like, this does not look like stone. It looks like silicone mold. Okay, like, she's not even, like, okay, she got judged a little bit for taking a photo of the feet, but it wasn't because for the memes. She was genuinely like, they look like real feet, okay? Like, it's eerie how beautiful these statues are in terms of that. There's also this statue, which she thought was quite a funny. Ume Masure, baby. Also, like, why did they have to mold that bit too? You know, like, why? Someone spent like this will be a years of statue making, right? But this girl decided, yeah, let's make the little fold. Thank you if you have still family out there. Oh, you should go and go look at these weird, scarily realistic statues. Also, this is where she found the second scared lion statue, and she thought it was kind of cute. It was a funky little gal. It was a funny little gal. I know the bull wouldn't stay still for this. They probably did it by memory, right? But like she did wonder like how did they mold all of this? Cause like even with paintings, there's no camera, so they had to just guess, right? Can I get Pixie in here to inspect the horses? What is that what she's been doing to Dave? Wild. She went to go look at this famous statue of a boar because apparently boars are really common in Tuscany, which is like where Florence is. And people would rub its nose with a coin, put it in its mouth, and the coin would fall into the grates. But there was this one fucker next to the statue. Like, she doesn't show she got a photo of them. But like, they would go just pick up the coins. Like, the boar would drop the coin and it wouldn't fall into the grate. And this guy just went and grabbed the coins. Like, the guy would just went and just took the coin. Like, they just took the money from the, like, donation place. It's kind of wild. It's really wild, but the fact that someone just go to hate it, they got everything right, but made the PB title on purpose. She's not sure why all of them were quite like, they look like they've been in the cold. Infinite is yet bad luck for them. Apparently, it's really common that people do it. It's kind of wild that people do. Afterwards, Pixel was like, we can go look at the bridge that's really famous. But like, she was like, no thank you. That looks like a lot of people. So she went on the other side to look at the statue because she saw the amount of people in this fucking statue. And it was packed. And she was like, you know what? No, she's not gonna go look at the little bridge. It's very cute, but it's just a bridge. You know, it's just a bridge. I'm glad today that this day she just walked around. But she saw this little cute bag. And she was like, oh, cute bag. She got some aesthetic photos, it was quite nice. It's very pretty. Like, Florence was really pretty. It was very, very hot though. Like, she spent most of the day going from one supermarket to another to get drinks and water. Really people everywhere. It is kind of crazy. Got loads of them in London. Just little tiger bag. So she also... This is the first main souvenir she got. Except for her Parma magnets. But... she can't believe she found the little mascot for the Vatican Church. We're not even near the Vatican. Your room renovations are getting delayed. Sad times. The bridges, oh yeah. Fair. But they're not bridges with houses on them. You know, I forgot I was an actual mascot. Yeah, it's made by a brand called Tokidoki. And, it's a brand that also does sex toys. So, who knew? Weird idea for them to decide to, get this company to make a mascot for the Vatican Church. But, you know, she's not one to judge. Huh? Yeah, Tokidoki, which is the brand that made this, they have released, like, sex toys before. So, who knew that the Vatican Church were that chill about that? This is the church. It was very pretty. She didn't go in. There was a gal that tried to scam people in front of it. So she got a little bit spooked. Then she went to have food. She had a plate of Italian cheeses and meats. And this wee little flatbread thing. It's quite good. And she had a lasagna. It was good. It was made with pesto. It was a pesto, it was basil? It feels like it was basil. It was a basil lasagna. And it was really nice. Very, very nice. And it was very gal. It was also kind of salty too. To be fair, a lot of food seems to be quite salty. The best thing, which you can't actually see in this photo, which is actually really, really sad, is back here. This is a mortadella paste. It's a mortadella mousse? Yeah, mousse. It was so good with the bread. It came with... Okay, this sounds disgusting. But it fucking slapped. It was a lard pesto. It was pesto made with lard. Vile, but it was so good. Like, she felt so bad in terms of like the calories in that, but it was so good. You had pickled veggies and you had like some sort of cream cheese. I forgot which one, but it's tomato here. But this was so good. But it was lard. It was a lard pesto. It was literally pork fat in pesto. Of course it's gonna be good. And then, at the end of the day, of course, a gelato. And it was a pistachio. It was a pistachio and a normal cream one. She thinks. Enjoy your lap, enjoy your nap. Enjoy your nap. Then she went to bed. Day 4 was her first day actually exploring Bologna. She had, she was on her own until like 3-ish. So she had a sleep in. She woke up at like 11. It was nice. And she went to this place that was really famous. That was specifically, they make their own pastas in-house. And it was very cute. It was a little bit touristy. She had a meat platter with cheese, and it was pretty good. Like the bread they gave us was really yummy, but the cheese was really mid. And she had no idea what meats she was having. Obviously, this is mortadella and that's Parma ham, but like everything else, she had no idea what the fuck she ate. It was good. It was yummy, but like also it was just you know, it was just meat. It was okay. Like she felt like she could do the same at home. You know, like she could just make that at home. She had something called tortellini in Birdo, which is little tortellinis, which has pork meat in it, and is in this pork and chicken broth. It was very hearty and it's very homey tasting. It was okay. It was alright. But at the same time, it was also just like, it was very hot, as in temperature hot, and it was a little bit hot for her to have such a hot fish. Prosciutto is this one here, but she had no idea what this one or this one was. At the end she had a macchiato, which is really nice. They came with this little coffee maker thing, and it's Italian coffee maker. She was considering buying one, but at the same time, she wasn't sure she was ever gonna use it, and it was gonna be wasted in her house. After that, she went to look at a tall building that was leaning. It was like the Bologna version of the Tower of Pisa. And then she went to another church. Another one. It was very pretty. She saw another statue, which did not look impressed at all. She was judging ya. She saw some cute houses. This one was really cute because it was above the clock and people lived there. It was very cute. Okay. She's gonna post something in the Forbidden Garden because she was looking for magnets, okay? She was looking for magnets, she's looking for something fun. You know, a little magnet of some tortellinis. She's going to post something in the Forbidden Garden because you have to be 18 plus, and this is definitely not TOS because it's not art. It's not like historical art. But like, why is that? Obviously if you're not on Discord, won't see it, but in a sense, it is this tower here with some tortellinis above. Okay, this town here, right? Remember this one right here, with some tortellinis above and a pair of tits between it. Why? That was like a magnet in full show. And she was like, ain't no way. That's a magnet. She did not buy that. Just FYI. She did not buy the little magnet. This is the two towers that was shown here. This one right here, but there's a little one that like fell over. It was cute, but you couldn't go up it because it was too unsafe to go up now. But it's on her fridge right now. No, she got a cute little tortellini one. That one, the quality was kind of bad, so she didn't want to get it. But it is. Don't worry, that's not the weirdest thing she saw. Like, weirdest sexual looking thing. Okay, she went to an art museum because it was free that day. And she sure saw some interesting things. Like, art is weird, okay? Like, historical art is weird. She's about to show it to you because she's pretty sure she's allowed to show it to you because it's historical art. But like, explain what's going on here. What does this mean, everyone? What does this piece of artwork represent? What's going on here? Oh no, hell? Yeah, it is deciphering hell, but also, what a piece of art! Okay, like, going to this art museum is such, like, people were like, you know, they're respecting the art and they were like, wow, this is some deep and meaningful art. But by God, Tori's like a fucking child there. Like, she can't take historical art very seriously, right? So, whenever she sees some crazy shit, she starts being like, what's going on here? Look how angry this baby is sucking the milk. Like, this baby look angry. Why does that baby's like, mother, your milk quality is low. Like, why is it? And she's trying not to laugh. She's trying not to giggle in this fucking museum. But like, some of the art is just, it's meme worthy. Look at this one. This gal is trying to laugh at you. Baby wanted chunky milk. The baby wanted chunky milk. She also, a lot of art. They were showing a lot of art that was like, that looked like fan fiction. Because what's going on here? Like what? Like, cause the art got rubbed off, obviously, cause it's old. But what's this fan fiction going? Why is this gal looking at this gal? Arms out, but this arm is cut. This is some alien stage level kind of shit right now. But like, she gets it. History, art and history are some wild things. But what is going on here? Why does this gal look like a demon? It's not a demon. It was one of the babies. It was one of the kids in some painting about like some kids. What does it look like that? Sure, it's thought provoking, but not sure what thoughts. She's just, there's so much art in this museum that she was so confused by. And like, yeah, it's beautiful art at times, but also sometimes she looks at the art and she's like, what's going on here? Like, look at this baby. Look at this baby and tell her this baby ain't just vibing. Like, some of this art is some crazy work, okay? Like, some of these could be memes, okay? And she's trying not to think of them as memes. Because it's like really deep religious artwork. Right? Like, it's... Like, what is going on in this one? Like, there's some declawing going on, but it looks like he's holding a split. But he's not, he's judging it. And it's, this lion creature thing is just okay with what's going on. But this was just how she was. Like, this is how she was like. This was her at the museum, okay? Like, this was like at 1 something. So she's still waiting to, like, vibe with a gal pal. She saw this beautiful river. It was very pretty. This is the art she got from the museum. But this, it's very pretty. It was very serene. It's called Little Venice. It's called Little Venice. And then afterwards, she went to the shops for a bit. She tried on the dress that it didn't fit her, and she didn't know why it didn't fit her because it was a medium, and she normally fits a medium, but it was too big. She saw this random gal holding a tortellini and some ice cream, which is really scary. And guess what she had, everyone? Well, she had it later on in the day, but that's all the photos she has. Also, Bologna is really known for these, like, porticos, which is like little arches. It was very pretty, but also it was just some arches. It was just arches. Just poured in it. Pour it. But yeah, she had gelato for later. It was very nice. She went to a music museum because it was the only thing that was open. And not gonna lie, she had no idea what the hell she was looking at half the time. She was just pointing at things and going, that's a cello. That's a cello. Oh, so she started doing some cafes, like sitting down, waiting for her gal pals and stuff. So she went to look at, she went to draw some of the food she's eaten. So this is her tagliatelle. Try to draw some of the watercolor stuff. She went to look at a famous viewing of this river thingy, which is from a little window. It was quite cute. It was very pretty. And then she had her gelato. Yes. Did she? She's trying to look at her photos in the right order. This was her gelato. Very gal. Her very late 10 p.m. gelato. Beautiful. She also had some dinner as well. She's trying to find a photo of it. Sometimes finding a photo kind of takes a while because she has so many random photos. Once again, it is why you never see the photo of this thing, because this thing is so ugly. She had another portion of, from a different restaurant, another portion of this. This one was not as good. This one was a bit too creamy, not enough parmesan. Not as good. Not as good. Day 5, she went to have a cappuccino. And she got a pain au chocolat. She's not gonna show her face, but like she needs you to see how big this fucking pain au chocolat is. Look at how big that fucking pain au chocolat is. You have to understand, this is her neck, this is her shoulders. She took a selfie because it was massive. Okay, but like, look how big this fucking thing good. It was pretty good, but it was just pastry. It was as big as her head. It was massive. It was massive. Absolutely ginormous. So are all the other pastries. Then she went to the cathedral inside. This is the one that she wasn't allowed in because she wasn't wearing she was wearing a shorts. So she went to look in there. It was quite pretty. And she found this statue that was really funny because this gal was shook. Absolutely. Oh! And then she went and got some pizza. And it was cute because it was heart-shaped. And they were really nice and lovely there. Got this beautiful pizza. It was a medium size and it was the size of her head. Like, it was big. It was a lot of pizza for a little gal. She ate it because she hates food waste. Eating some pastries for breakfast. Oh, very nice. Chief Coffee is pretty good, but she doesn't really have their, like, pastry. She just literally only has their games and stuff. And therefore still gorgeous. Yeah, somehow her nails are still good. Like, they're very cute nails though. So focaccia one, that mozzarella and tomato thingy one, tiramisu one. This one is a parma ham one. She went to look at a statue of Neptune. And there's a lot going on in the statue, okay? There's a lot going on. There's Neptune, of course. He's posing. He got his trident. He has his wiener out. And then there's mermaids touching themselves at the middle. What were the Italians on when they built these things? Like, what's going on here? Like, she had another photo, right? But like, what's going on there? She's so confused. She's so confused by this. They were cooking. She just... What is it? What are we trying to say with the art here? You know, what is art right now? You know why she noticed this? Because there's a water fountain right in front of it. She's drinking his water. Like, there's a water fountain, like, giving water, like, you know, free tap water and stuff. Oh! And they were cultured even in ancient Italy. She's just more confused by this one. Okay? Why stop looking? She went, and then on this day she went into a ruins. There was some ancient ruins underneath library, and it was very nice because it was cold in there. Honestly, it's because it's cold in there. It was great because it was cold. She then had the most disgusting looking thing she's ever had because it was a fried tortellini with cream cheese and with cream parmesan sauce with deep fried tortellinis. That is some crazy stuff right there. Honestly, she kind of ate a lot this trip. And then she finished it off with a cream coffee, which was basically melted ice cream. It was very good. Looks amazing to you? It was actually really good, but it was very, very filling. It was insanely filling. Like, way too filling for one gal to handle. And then she saw a giant monkey. What is it thinking of? What's going on there? It's the most random fucking thing she's ever seen in the middle of nowhere. And she wandered for a while. And then it was her cooking class. What an experience she had at her cooking class. So, she decided to go into like a semi-private. It wasn't a completely private one because she didn't feel safe going to a completely private cooking class, but she didn't want to go to those commercial ones. So she went to this like this gal that does like cooking classes, but does it in groups of like 3 or 4. So luckily there was only 2 of us in this class today. Tori and some other guy. She forgot his name already. Beginning with J or something like. It was some name she did not remember properly, but they were all nice. Not completely private with the best idea. Yeah, she was kind of glad she didn't go for a private one, but at the same time, okay. In the end, the food was actually really good. It was really yummy. So it was like in this gal's kitchen, which. Welcome. No, Tori, she's just a gal. And now she's about to tell you about the story of the most sexist chef she's ever had the displeasure to get a class with. How was Pokemon Emerald? Did you play like a modded version of Emerald? Did you play like a normal playthrough? Well, welcome. Do you need to raid and run? Feel free to do so. But right now, she's about to tell you all about the story of how she had a very, very interesting culinary class, because she really wanted to learn to make pasta by an Italian pasta gal, right? So, okay, let's make another sheet. Okay, right. So we're in some girl's class. One, she kinda was expecting that everyone would get their own pile to do their own pasta. Oh, congratulations on 4 years, luck! Congratulations! An arpeggio randomizer. Oh, she has no idea what that is. That's kind of fun. She quite likes randomizers and modded Pokemon. And I wants to play it like a modded one. She enjoyed Moemon a lot. Yeah, this was not a class that she got her own pile. Mans has 1 pile, and we all had to like make the same dough. You know what she made? Like, it was a little bit odd. You say all had the same worktop? Yeah, like it was a tiny kitchen, so she was a bit like, how is this meant to fit 3 people? And we all worked on the same worktop. But the story does not start here. Okay, first it's in a housing district area, so she was like, oh my god, if she gets murdered, she's gonna get murdered. Okay, she's gonna get absolutely fucking killed. If this is a random man and she's like the only gal, she's not coming back alive. She messages her friends, hey, if she doesn't reply in like 3 hours, call the police. Because at this point she doesn't know who this man is, so she doesn't know if there's anyone with her. And then, so she gets up there, she meets the other gal, she's like, oh, you're here for the class, and they're like, yeah. And she goes in. Okay, the chef's man, his name's Antonio. Okay? And Antonio, the first thing he says, he goes, you're so cute. You look like a little dog. Okay, at the Italian accent, because she can't do an Italian accent. But the guy was like, oh, you're so cute. You're like a little doll. How did you do it? Her hair was quite cute. She put her hair in buns today, into like bow buns. So, big time welcome. We're about to talk about her semi-sexist experience at a cooking class. But like, you know, okay, she's like, okay, yeah, maybe Antonio's never seen a gal that has pink hair and dresses semi-cutely, that kind of thing. Shoveled all key items even when the game itself ever games that are attached to it? Oh! That seems difficult, It seems difficult. But, okay. She goes in and she's a bit like, oh, okay, he's gonna be that overbearing uncle kind of personality type. But the problem is, for the rest of the day, he fucking ignores her? He genuinely just ignored her to a point where he didn't let Tori talk at all. He was like, he just only talked to the guy. Like the other guy, only talked to him. Only was like, oh, you know, you like Italy so far? Okay, yeah, you know, the guy was like, oh yeah, I enjoyed it, blah, blah, blah. Looked at her and she opens her mouth and he goes, oh, you're so cute. She didn't even get to fucking speak. What? And he asked the guy, do you like cooking? Guy was like, oh, no, not really, no. Okay, she's waiting for her turn to be asked the same question. Doesn't happen. About a few conversations later, this guy was still talking to the guy. Looks at her and goes, you probably like cooking. On presumption. Maybe, you know, maybe she's giving the aura of cooking. Who knows? Who knows if this gal maybe just saw her and was like, oh yeah, you're a chef. But I really thought you were just a doll. He didn't say anything about her except that she looked like a doll. And it was such an uncomfortable experience because she wanted to cook. She don't give a shit how people thought she looked like. But all he did was talk about how she looked like a doll because of her makeup, her hair. And she was like, can you talk about anything else? And then, why if he was thinking something I don't speak a Chinese? He did ask her. Because he was like, oh, you know, where are you guys from? And Tori's like, oh, London. And he was like, where were you born? Oh, she was like, oh, no. She's in this experience now, baby. You know when you get asked a question and you're like, oh, boy, this is the experience we're about to have. To be fair, you're in a cooking class. But, like, okay, the problem is that he was asking the guy a lot of stuff. Like, he was like, oh, you know, you like cooking? Oh, you're really good at this. Oh, you ignored her. And she was a bit like, okay, one, we're sharing the same fucking dough. So, like, we were working on the same exact, like, dough thing. And it was fun. Like, she got to roll the dough. But the guy was kind of like... she felt very much ignored in this experience. To a point where she felt like she was like on the side, like on a shelf, like a doll. Like she got to touch, you know, she got to touch and roll the pasta up, etc. And like we made a ragu and it was quite nice. And you know, they gave us like a recipe to follow, and it was nice overall. But Mans didn't ask her about anything except that she looked like a doll and she was cute. Didn't ask her how her experience, like, this is why she didn't mind it. That's all you say. But you don't just end up talking to the man next to her about everything else that she wants to ask. You know? Thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for the raid as well. Thank you.
You're on the menu now.
Welcome. Did you get good food? She did get some good food. She's currently talking about her very, very sexist experience at a cooking class. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Shizuka. You're on the menu now. Welcome. Afterwards, Mans Antonio was... She's trying to remember what happened because it was such a moment that she just didn't want to be there, and she felt like the guy that was like the other learner gal was beginning to feel the same way because gal seemed like an introvert, you know, like a more quiet type that was just there to like want to learn how to make a pasta, didn't really want to yap with some old Italian uncle, just wanted to learn how to make pasta. And like, the man was looking at her concerned because she was kind of just being ignored. Like, and like, Antonio was being very like, oh, a woman should know how to do this already. Oh, but all the women are always cooking in the kitchen because okay, normally pasta is made by like women in traditional places. A lot of places, like a lot of old grannies and old like ladies, aunties, they're the one who makes the pasta. But this is her first fucking time making pasta properly. She's made pasta on stream before. She's made like, you know, gnocchi, and then she made a pasta before. She forgot what. It might be another tagliatelle looking thing. But the man was a bit like, you should know how to make it already. What if she did? Why would she be in your fucking class? Got this, CJ. Got the. Think I'm gonna hydrate. Egg escape instant? Yeah! So she has made pasta before, but she's never seen it, like, she's never been taught how to make it. And so we're making this pasta, we're, you know, mixing it up. We're, you know, mixing the flour with the egg. He's good at teaching us instructions. Like, he was like, you know, you use this much, you use this much because you do this, because you do that. But he was kind of hyping himself up a little bit too much. You know when someone has too much of an ego and is trying to, like, aura farm because of their large ego? It was a bit like that. It was a bit like, oh, Antonio was never wrong. She's a little, you know when you're a little bit like, But she felt it was a TV personality archetype, you know? It's a very TV personality kind of gal. Tori made an attempt before, just sitting there trying out. Just sitting there trying not to out himself. Nah, he was just a bit of a cunt. She would not lie. He was not very nice to her because he was very dismissive of anything she said. And he kept on praising the guy for knowing the bare basic stuff. And he would only ask the guy questions. And it got to the point where, like, the both of us were a bit like, old. the what basic stuff? She forgot what she said. Oh, so why is the yapping thing not working? Huh. Thank you so much for the 14 months, Bear. Thank you. Timing on that? What typing? Oh, that one? But yeah, she was a little bit ignored. Like she would like to be asked those questions too. You know? Like she would also like to be asked if she's enjoying Italy so far. You know, just questions like that. Right? That's your daily feeling, I guess? That should not be your daily feeling. But we made we made a fatter tortellini. Tortellone, something like that. And so we made big ones, right? We made a big one because it's easier, it's less finicky. And he showed us how a small one looked like, which is the one that she had here. So these are the small ones that you normally would have. And normally you're meant to fill it with the pork, but this has ricotta, cheese, and sage? No. Parsley. It had parmesan, ricotta, and parsley as a filling inside. Right? And she was like, oh, okay, she had a question. Finally asked, she was like, oh, you know, like, is it common that you'd put other stuff into this small one? You know, because she kind of wants to try to make this on stream, but she's not sure she can make the pork stuffing. So obviously she didn't say anything about her streams and anything. But, she was like, oh, you know, is it normal to fill things? And the girl sounded like he was just offended. He was like, no, it's absolutely silly to do that. This is for show. Normally it must be pork. Because this one has the ricotta filling. Because there's only ricotta filling in here. This one's just for show. It's not for you to remake. And she's like, yeah, you're Italian, but like she's asking a genuine question because you just told her that there's 2,000 different types of regional pastas. Like, she's just asking you a question in a nice way, but the girl was very like, are you stupid? She's in a fucking cooking class! And then like, you know when you ask a question and you're treated like you're an idiot for asking? So you kind of just get put off from asking a question again? But he was a bit like, you know, like you could at least say like, oh, it's not traditional. Like you shouldn't really do it. But like, he was very Italian in that sense where he was like, absolutely fucking not. Are you fucking stupid? But no, it makes her want to do it out of spite. She now wants to make a tortellini with other fillings just to spite this gal. He's a miserable old gal. He wasn't miserable though. He was just really like, he was very dismissive. He was very Italian in the most stereotypical way. Because he was saying how, he was like talking about his life, and she really, in the nicest way, it felt authentic because it felt like it was like you're going to someone's home and you're learning how to cook. But at this point, she had faced enough sexism that she didn't really want to be in this gal's home anymore. You know, like, because at this point he had called her a doll about 7 times. Because that's the only kind of conversation he would have about her. And, you know, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Because she wanted to be... it's the same reason why she does VTubing, in a sense. She wants to be known more than just looking like a cute girl, right? So she felt like she was being treated like a child because she looked a bit younger. Of course she paid for it, and it was like 80 euros. No, it was like, oh, what was it? Like 62 euros? Wait, let's check. Gmail. Let's see how much it was. Yeah, it was 62 euros for this cooking class, which is like a normal amount, right? You don't think you want to go to Italy more? Okay, go to Italy for everything else. And if you go to a cooking class, at this point she's gonna recommend either be a man and go to one of these classes, or go to one of those commercial ones where they put you in a giant kitchen. I said you're not about talking about poop, but that's fine. She'd rather be known to be talking about poop than looking like a doll and treated like she's gentle. Like she felt like she was being treated like she would cry at any moment, and it pissed her off. At least give him a horrible review. She's not gonna she's probably gonna tell him about it, about being like, hey, you probably shouldn't just talk to her like she's a fucking fragile princess, because she wanted to be. Okay, if he talked like that to everyone, she wouldn't find it that offensive. She'd be like, oh, that's how he is. That's fine. But it's the fact that the difference that he talked to the guy was absolutely phenomenal. Like it was crazy how different he talked to this gal. Like a part of her should have recorded it, because it was vile. After all these years, don't you feel like you'd cry before Tori does? She cries very easily. Don't get her wrong, but stuff like this makes her angry before she cries. She cries very easily. She's an easily to cry gal. Also, this is the stove, and the stove looked like it's seen some demons. But honestly, that pasta was fucking good. Like she had this this butter and sage tortellino, whatever, which one it was. But it was really, really good. And this one she made herself, you know, like she got to eat a tiny one. It was quite cute. It was nice. It was yummy. And then we made a ragu, and the ragu was very good. The ragu was probably the best one she had this trip. And it was the pasta itself and what she learned from it was very good. Like she learned a good amount from it. And don't play the volume. The ragu itself was really good, and the tagliatelle she made was very, very good as well. But it got to the point where she was more frustrated about the experience. Like, Mads asked her if she wanted extra, and she said no, even though she wanted extra, because she just wanted to leave at this point. She was just like, oh, is she gonna want to leave at this point? See Antonio's secrets? Yeah, so he sent her the... That scared shit out of you, sorry. She took a few videos of them explaining stuff. She got given an ice cream. And man said, it was different flavors, and the flavors he said was wrong. Like, she don't know what's going on there. The pasta was good. The class itself was kinda... He didn't really let us cook the food. He let us make the pasta, and it felt like a lecture rather than an actual cooking class, because, she got to roll some of the dough and mix on the flowers. Kathy, Pixel, Kathy, you're about to you missed her conversation about how she had a really sexist cooking class in Italy. Kathy, Pixel, Kathy. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. No, Tori is just a gal. Every gal should go and follow Pixel. Pixel was very fun to hang out with. Even the she forgot to tell you about the steps she did. No. Okay, so go back. Okay, so day 1 she did day 2 she did 23,999 steps. Florence Day she did 26,000. Wait, no, that's is this one? No, yes, this one. 26,990 steps. This day she did. So this is day 4. She did 20,748 steps. Monkey Day was 21,170 steps. Sexist? No, not sexy. It's a sexist one. The gal, Mr. Antonio ignored her existence and only talked to the male in the group. Did not talk to her. All he did was tell her how she looked like a doll and that she was cute and precious and a bambino. Which, isn't that a baby? She was the older of the two gals that they were there. Whoa! It was like the food was good. Bambino, yeah, she got called a kid, and then he was just ignoring her. He was really dismissive about anything she said. He talked over her a lot. So she would ask like questions, he could just completely talk over her and then not let her speak. But let the guy speak. Yalla. Did you meet any pepinos? What's pepinos? That sounds like a pepperoni. Monkey, yeah, this was in Bologna, in a really random place. It was next to the station. And she was like, why is there just an orangutan statue? But yes, she had a class. How old was the teacher? He was 62. So, that's why she was like, oh, Italian older man. What does she expect? What does she really expect? So she's like, she's not mad about it in a sense. Like, she would find it funny if she had met this man out in wild, right? She would be fine if she met this man out in the wild, because she'd be like, oh, haha, you're a old Italian man being slightly sexist and slightly racist. Fine. But she paid him for a class. She kind of felt like she wanted to be treated the same as the other gal. But the other gal, the only thing she could tell, because the other gal was also Asian. So like, the only thing she could only correlate that it's because she was a girl. It's not, but it's fun. The pasta was great. It was traditional. She may have gone shouted at for suggesting to put the tortellini with different fillings, but now she's gonna do it just to spite this man. It did feel proper. Like it was nice. She got the recipe from him, so she gets to learn how to do it. And the bit that really got her the fact is that we didn't even get our own like pile of flour. We got to share flour. We had to share the same dough. Next time you cook spaghetti, break it in half, just in front of this gal. It was an experience. It felt authentic record it and send it to him? We have each other on WhatsApp. So, maybe. Authentic Italian experience. It felt authentic, but like for the wrong reasons. Which, you know what? It actually was. It was a memorable experience, right? Like she learned how to make pasta, and she learned how slightly sexist old Italian men can be. Also, Antonio, this gal also said Mamma Mia sometimes, but she can't tell because he was very TV personality like. Also, she found out one of his sons is a famous Italian cosplayer, which is a really funny thing to find out. She didn't say because he was like, "Oh, you look like you're Japanese." Like, of course, pink hair, makeup, and everything. She was like, "Oh, you look so Japanese. Oh, you like my son would love to see such a cute little doll like type." And then he showed her his Instagram, and Antonio has 11 million followers, which doesn't seem right. He's just a random man. But he went to show his son's cosplay thing, and she's like recognized his cosplay because she's seen it around. And she's like, "Ain't no way this is your fucking son." But like, it was just like is this all she is to you? You know, like it felt a little bit like all she was to this gal's eyes was a cute little doll that must be protected. And she hates that? That is such a big red flag for her? She just wants to learn how to make pasta, for fuck's sake! But like, he kept on mentioning things like, "Oh, the whole day people must have been looking at you like this." Probably, but she didn't really look. Like, she saw a few looks, but like, that's probably because like she's like one of probably the only Asian with different colored hair in the whole damn region, probably because she did not see. She saw like 6 other Asians in her trip, okay? Is ToriThaiga that should be feared? It's not even that. She just wanted to be treated the same as the guy. In all of Italy, it's probably quite rare to see because she only saw a few gals with colored hair. Like, there's not that many gals with that many like colored hair. But plus, she had her hair like, in a cute like bow-esque. Cause she had to hide her ears. A lot of times, she had to do her hair in a way that it hid her ears. It was a cute hairstyle, but like, okay, wait. Let her find a good photo of how she at least did one part of her head. Okay, so her hair was like in this little cute little bun, right? It was a double bun. It had it was a bow bun with a bow in it. It was cute. It was cute, but also like it's just her hair being up because it's hot. You know, like it wasn't that deep. But the girl was like, "Oh, you little sweet little thing." Shut the fuck up. She just wants to make pasta, fam. Guy must have been jealous of your looks. Like, it's cute hair. Like she felt like she was dressed cutely, but like she's just trying to make pasta. But it's fine. Afterwards, she went to get this giant ass gelato brioche thing. She only took a selfie with it, so you have to awkwardly look at this photo, which why she didn't take a good photo of it because it looked like this. This one had a really good flavor. This one had it was called Bologna Ride, and it was Ferrero Rocher in like a cream, the Ferrero Rocher cream. It was good. Oh, it's great. Like this was probably the best tagliatelle she's had. Like it had really good wine and everything on it as well. It was a lot of wine, a lot of oil. Like man taught us how to make the food. Did you see? It was just a very interesting experience. But she had this brioche bun with the Ferrero Rocher gelato, and I had a salty pistachio one. It was so good. She had that twice. This was the first time. This was the second time. She was very happy about this gelato. It was so good. It was so good. Okay, last day. This was her traveling day. She decided to go on a 10 killing. Wait, how much was it? Wait. Portico de San Luca. So this is the longest portico in the world. It's like portico is like the little arch thing, right? And it was very nice. It was how long is it? How long? It's 2.5 miles long each way. No, 2.3 miles long each way. So if you want to see you can see how it looks like on this. So she walked from here all the way up here. At 6. No wait, it wasn't 6. It was 7 a.m. She woke up at 6 a.m. Gal's still going. Kathy, you missed her rant about her culinary class. Kathy, she is still going. She is on the last day of her collection of things though. But the roads are really serene in the daytime. It was really quiet. It was really nice. The views were gorgeous. But there was a lot of stairs. It was a lot of stairs. Like, it was very pretty because nobody was there. It's at 7 a.m. in the morning. Though there was surprisingly a lot of people like doing their morning jog, which was kind of crazy. Cause who's jogging like that much during a Tuesday morning? But yeah, she pouring up too. She had a nice walk. She had a protein bar that was a pistachio one. Italians properly. Kitty would have killed Antonio. Kitty would have strangled Antonio with their bare hands. You would have probably... Too long didn't read, Kitty. She paid £60 to be ignored and be called a cute little doll by her Italian chef teacher. And ignored. And the gal talked to the other gal, which was a man. Maybe about 75% of the time. Tori got 25%. Tony wouldn't stand a chance. Antonio would not stand a chance. Absolutely not stand a chance. But yes, she went on a nice little hike. It was lovely. It was very quiet. It was serene. This is the town. So at this point, this is like the top of the hill. So this is the town that, you know, she was in for the last couple of days. She went to look at. This is at the end. There was a beautiful church. It was San Luca Church. It was very pretty. She got a card from there. She got She went inside. It was also very pretty inside, but they were having a ceremony, and she felt a little bit awkward being in there. But she sat through it. She wanted to listen and like hear a hymn in Italian. It was very calm, very serene. Honestly, the views were the thing. And because it was in the morning, it wasn't too hot. It was like 17 degrees, and it was lovely. Very religion. It was very religion. Also, this church had a portrait of Pope Francis, and it was quite like, oh, what a gal. What a gal. After that, she went to get a cappuccino. That was very nice. It was very... Cappuccinos are something you can only have until 12 p.m. in the afternoon, apparently. So she went to get this little cappuccino. There we go. She also saw something really cursed. She saw a gnome. A gnome, like, figure. She's gonna put this into Forbidden Garden once again because it was a... Sure was a place! You know when you get, like, blindsided by something in the window? And you're just like, what the fuck? Absolutely blindsided by something in the window of a store? Oh lordy, yeah. If you don't have Discord, it was a gnome a statue of a gnome. She don't know how to describe it. But she was like, oh, listen, that's a statue. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that was just in front of a store. The Travola City Gnome? Is that a normal thing? Oh, it's espresso in the morning and cappuccino in the afternoon. No, it's cappuccino in the morning. And then you can have espresso throughout the whole day. And macchiatos? You don't know what you expect? That? Did you see the thing above it? The magnet she saw? Shit. Italians are kind of crazy. Travel City is a savings travel site? Oh. Never heard of it. She also went to a patisserie place, because apparently this patisserie was quite good. It was okay. It was okay for patisserie. She had a little slice of pizza, which was really cute. It was a really interesting way of them, like, sorting out pizzas, because they did it by weight. They cut a pizza, and they're like, okay, we're gonna weigh it. And then they charge you for, like, the weight of the pizza. Which was nice, because she got to pick a small portion. She got a little small portion for... because she wanted, like, actual lunch later. Before she got into her flight. Her flight's at, like, 2:50. At this point, it's, like, 10 a.m. Welcome back, Lapin! Welcome back! That's kind of cool. Yeah, she liked the idea of that. To, like, be able to cut slices of pizza and then just weigh for how much you want with it. This is the sandwich she got. The last sandwich of her trip. It was a focaccia meat sandwich. It was so good. She's so sad she didn't get this before. She had this one here. But they were so pretty. Like, look at that. Look how pretty that sandwich is. And of course, she only goes to the one that only has it in Italian. So she had no idea what the fuck she bought. Okay? Not a clue what she bought. It just looked really good. She had no idea what that sauce was. She saw ham. She saw some, like, you know, she saw some lettuce. And she saw something that looked like mayonnaise. And she was like, you know what? Let's go for that. It was really good. No Google Lens to translate. She didn't really need to just guess what it is. It looked like cooked Parma ham. Like, it looked like cooked ham. Like cooked Parma ham. But she had no idea what the yellow was. Like this stuff was. She had no idea what that was. El Rosa al Pomodoro. Something. But it was very, very good. It was very yummy. It didn't look like it was gonna be that good, but it did slap. It did slap a lot. And then she was on the plane after that. It was made from tomato. Pomodoro tomato. So it's a tomato sauce-ish then. Enjoy now tummy ache later? Yeah, well, surprisingly, she didn't have that many tummy aches considering how much gelato she ate. She was gonna go for another gelato, but the next gelato, like the gelato place opens at 12 and she had to take a plane. So That's a plane flight thing. And then Mama Taiga made her pillow. She was at this point. If you look at everything she's eaten, it's all very yummy food, right? It's all very delicious food, but like there was no chili in anything. And at this point, she started getting to a point where she was like craving chili and something spicy. The deep fried tortellini. Oh, it was so good though. That deep fried tortellini slapped so much. Okay, monkey, you can go away. This was also really good. Like the cream cafe. Like it's like this. It's just melted coffee gelato. It's all gelato. She ate so much gelato. You don't understand how many. Cause one, they don't. Like, it's pretty filled. Like does she have a good? Okay, right. So look at this cone, right? This is a small. There's 2 flavors in this. Normally, like you see, there's 2 flavors here. This one, it was the ice cream was filled to here. Like the ice cream was filled to her thumb, where she can see here. So it was a lot of ice cream. Like all she did was kept on eating ice cream. But it was so good. Like it was chewy ice cream. Oh, chewy ice cream is so good. But she won't lie. She would not lie. She had a lot of gelato because gelato was probably the best thing she had. But like the pasta wasn't that good. Like maybe it's because she's goated at making pasta. But like she kind of likes how she makes pasta more. Like the best one was probably the best thing she ate. Like that wasn't gelato. Was this pineapple tiramisu? Because that one slapped. That one was really good. The fried tortellini was really good. This was really good. But like, when you say it was really good, it wasn't like, wow, this is a brain explosion kind of thing. It was good, but it wasn't. Also, this croissant was massive. Wait, she had where are we? She had this giant ass croissant as well. Wait, let her go find. It was a beautiful croissant, to be fair. It was absolutely gorgeous as a croissant. She had it here. It was gorgeous as a croissant, but like, it was just a croissant. You know? Like, you can, okay, she took a selfie with this croissant. She took a selfie with this croissant. Never mind, it shows too much of her face. She's trying to show the shape. Until this beginning Tori. Like, okay, the best pasta was probably the one with Antonio. Like, this ragu was so good. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. You know who Tori is? She's just a gal. Just a gal. Just a gal. And she's talking about her trip to Italy. And so far, she has told about she has experienced almost every Italian stereotype. Every train is late. Everything is late. People are unnecessarily horny in that country, and the old Italian men are slightly sexist and racist. She kept on being told that the Chinese were interesting people. One, she may be 92% Chinese, but she did not introduce herself as Chinese. She said she was Thai. And the other gal was in fact not Chinese. We're both Asian, but we both were not Chinese, and he was trying to relate to us about like China. And she was a little bit like, you're trying your best, but you're incredibly wrong. And the TVs are lovely. Yes, it was Pixel took her around Florence. It was very nice. And we were talking about this. How Italy is copying the Tesco logos. But just think, Rachel, how many poo stories? At one point she put into her Tori poop journal thread on the Moe Live Discord that she went, guys, she hasn't pooped on July the 4th. And 24 hours later, she said it finally happened. She was worried. There you go. She probably, like, it may be because day two, she didn't have any coffee. Normally, coffee is the thing that helps her. But after that, she was okay. But, I'm gonna lie, she didn't really know that many public toilets in Italy, so she didn't really drink that much water. Not that she can fucking find water half the time, because there's no friggin' corner shops. She felt like she walked a lot for not going to the loo. Baby, that's a basic design of a cupcake. It's too similar. These two are so similar. Revenge of the Toads. She just needed more fiber. She didn't eat any fiber. It's like someone who told your sister konnichiwa. Oh, she got konnichiwa so many times. Like, by random people. You know, like, youths? You know the youths that are like the youths of any country. To be fair, she gets konnichiwa in London enough times. Still, like, it's something that she's used to, so she didn't really judge people for it because she gets ni hao and konnichiwa enough. She should have replied in Thai. She should have replied in like some other language. Annyeonghaseyo. Salamat pagi. Like, she should have just said some random other Asian words. Confuse them. But like, it's kids, you know? Thailand is not Japan. It's, again, they're kids. She's so used to it. It's not good, but also like, it's too tiring to have to explain to them. And they don't care, they just want a reaction out of you. Half the time. Sorry, saying youths? Yeah, youths. Wait, is she saying it wrong? Yeah, Italians are kind of weirdly horny as well. Like, what again? Why is there just a machine? Wait, where is it? Is it here? There it goes, a machine that just sells a vibrator out in the wild. Why is that? Why is that there? Like, look at that. Out in public. On a nice Friday afternoon. This one makes her giggle, to be fair. Why so serious NTR is so funny. Why not explain? You telling her that you have once purchased some lube from the machine, Pixel? Oh yeah! Wait, she did tell you about the funny youths that were humping in front of the station. But like, this was like something she saw at the beginning of of her trip, and she was like, "Oh, youth." But the bit again, she'd like to reiterate, the bit that gets her is the fact that doing it from their friends. Like that is some crazy shit. Not gonna comment on that. I won't speak without your lawyer. But other than that, she had a really fun time. Like, she did a lot of steps. Oh wait, this day she did 21,170 steps, and this hiking day she did 18,976 steps. And today, she did 6,000 steps because she was working in the garden. And she had 3 hours sleep. It was great. 10 out of 10. Lovely day. Lovely trip. Probably, like Bologna, as like a tourist destination, it's worth 1 full day. She felt like she ran out of things to do by the second day, like by the day of this. She was just wandering around aimlessly. No, she got to eat some crazy things. She went to just food places and underground things. Like, she, like, spread things out. If you, like, went and, like, bam, 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 bam to places, you'd be able to, like, cover it in a day. Like, it's a small little town. It's quite nice. Food's pretty good. Nothing much to do in between the food unless you were an enjoyer of the arts. AKA, if you like statues and shit, it's a pretty cool place. If you like statues and paintings, where's her funny painting? Where is it? That's that one. She like this one? The paintings are gorgeous. Like, some of the paintings in there were really, really pretty. Like, explain this painting. You know? She wants to, you know. You want to use your new Wooka today, but it's so hot and humid? What happens when it's hot and humid? Is it like it's too hot and humid for you, or does the Wooka not work? In the heat? In one end, out the other? But, like, is it the same gal? It's you? Tag yourself. She is... Tag yourself. She is, she's this gal. Head removed. No thoughts. Oh, so this was a tiny section of this painting. This painting was massive. Why is its crotch eating a man? Exactly. She was so confused when she saw it. She was like, what does this mean? What does this represent? Where's the other ones? Was this one the funny one? No, this was the posing baby. This one's like, ooh! She's trying to fight. This is what happens when she doesn't do her sheets properly. It's the declawing cat. The cat just looks unimpressed. Posing baby. Weird fan fiction one. The one where the gal's trying to stop himself from laughing. On this one. Mother, this is inadequate lactation. Like... like... You would definitely be one of the nondescript people. Everybody in that background was, like, suffering in some way.
Conrad fed $5. I'm glad you had a good trip to Italy overall.
Thank you, Conrad! Thank you! She did enjoy it. It was definitely good. It was very nice. Like, she did run out of things. As a gal who doesn't enjoy sightseeing that much, she did run out of things to do in between going to food places. She enjoyed the food places a lot. She won't lie, she enjoyed the food a lot. She was just a little bit like, she didn't know what to do in between the times she got food. She just wandered around, yapped to her friends and stuff. Thank God for the hydrate, TP. And she was just making jokes about random stuff, like the weird mermaid that was like feeling themselves. Like, she's so confused by the weird mermaid feeling themselves. Like, it was an experience, okay? It was such an experience that she just didn't know. She didn't think she was gonna experience so much random stuff. She thought she was gonna eat some incredible food, but in the end, it was the experiences she remembered the most. Honestly, quite a fun trip. We'll do it again. Maybe she'll go Germany this time. She kind of wants to go to Frankfurt. She's basically only Ow! of her. Why is it so loud? Why is the thing so loud half the time? Okay. Right. Oh, well, she didn't really buy that much either. She bought the, this gal. She bought this gal. She bought some postcards to send to people. She sent them. She had to wait. Okay, little rant about the Italian post system. Wait, what? Okay. Giant post office. Why is there no post box outside the post office? Why does she have to queue for 20 minutes to pass some postcards? You bought the Catholic Church mascot? Yeah, it's the Vatican mascot. Go back to Italy, vacation too short? Not gonna lie, she did miss her bed. She did miss her bed a lot. Like, the beds in Italy are kind of weird. Plus, the aircon was broken, so it's so warm and sweaty. It's cute. They exceeded making a good mascot. Oh. Thank you so much for the membership. Don't ask me how the Italian post system service works. We Italians don't know either. Honestly, she's so okay. So shout out to Pixel for helping her to order the stamps, because by God, she would not have known how to do that. Like, to go up to her little booth was like, hey, stamps, please. She would not be able to answer anything. Those who got postcards, not a clue when you're gonna get them, okay? Because a part of her is like, oh, maybe she should just bring them back to the UK and post it from the UK and send only the ones like to Matula and Delta in Italy, because that would arrive to them quicker, and it would be quicker for her to post them in the UK. But like, you won't get the stamp. You won't get the fancy Italian stamp. But like, they were asking her like, they were asking Pixel where it's going to, and she had to like pull up Toofly because she forgot who was getting what. Oh. Thank you so much, Brennan, too. Thank you. She likes how you gals are like, how she finds out how long she's had memberships for. She can't believe it's almost been 2 years. She thought it was only like 1. She used to delete this random photo, this drawing she did on MS Paint. Where is she? She got some postcards. She'll post a picture of the postcards. Wait. There you go. They were cute. She's not going to say which one people got because she doesn't even remember. New slide. Did it you? Did you see the postcard she got? She had to avoid a lot of postcards because a lot of postcards had a lot of AI generated images. So she had to like really look. She had to really look for ones that were just photographs, or ones that were artists that had their artist like information on it. The lady was selling stamps, didn't speak a word of English, which is kind of crazy because she was like in the main station booth of the capital of the region. Even AI stopped infected postcard. There was so much in Bologna. Like, luckily the ones in Florence didn't have that. Well, the top ones were giving AI vibes, but they weren't as bad as some of the Bologna ones. No postcard with the gnome on? No. No, none of the spooky gnomes. None of that. No. She saw some interesting magnets. She's glad she went. The magnet she got from Florence was like a nice, like a hand tiled painted statue of David one. She was like, oh, this is quite nice. But yeah, you guys can guess which one you guys would get. So these are some of the ones she's sending off. She does have a few extra ones, but she didn't take a photo of it. She hasn't gotten it at this point. But honestly, it was so hard to find a postcard that wasn't AI, that was artistic. Because these ones luckily were it had the information of the artists on it. Like this one has it here, and this one has it at the back. Like the ones that were art were on the back. Well, these ones are just photos with filters on it, which is fine. She'll take a photo with a filter on it. You will look for a mortadella magnet. There was a few mortadella magnets, but she got a Palma ham magnet that looked really like the mortadella one, so she got a tortellini one. Not the one she posted in the forbidden thing. Not that one. Good night, Angel. Good night. Make sure you rest well. Hopefully you don't have to stop taking antihistamine. She had to take so many antihistamines during her Italy trip. She took one a day, basically. Where's a legitimate photographic technique? Yeah, like she looked for ones in photographs or that had artist credit, because there was so much AI. Like it was so ugly AI too. It was funny, but it got to a point where it was like, oh, this is too AI-esque. No. Get physical filters when you put over a lens. Some people like hold things in front of their lens, right? Like a bottle or something. It is very cool. That gnome's face is like, stop looking at the gnome! Stop looking at the gnome, y'all! The worst part is that it was a restaurant! That she saw it. It's closed, obviously, because it was like 8 a.m. in the morning, but... You know? Stretch. Okay. She's tired now. She now will go look for a gal to raid and redirect to. Yippee! Ah! Okay, yawned. Thanks for stream, thank you for coming by. She honestly was surprised, because, for some reason, this 5-day trip YAP went longer than her 17-day YAP of Japan. How is that possible? How is that possible? How did she do that? Alright, let's see who we can go and raid and redirect to. Oh, Emery is going. And where shall we go? Instead of getting the post-trip lethargy, not gonna lie, she didn't really have a choice. If she could have post-trip lethargy, she would have done it. But no, Mama Taiga was like, no, you must do the lawn. It's because she has guests next week. It's a really unfortunate time to have guests, because Tori also has guests. I'll get there eventually. Don't worry. She too also struggles to do it herself. Thank you for doing all the shout-outs and stuff, though. She really appreciates it. Okay. Oh! Right. We are going to Mia over on Twitch. And we'll go to Emily on YouTube. She feels like that's a good shout. We haven't seen Emily in a while. She's been at, like, Off-Kite and... Oh, there we go. Oh, she burped. Why is everyone playing the fucking horse game? Thank you, everyone. She's kind of sleepy now, so she's gonna rest for a little bit. She'll see you all tomorrow. She has no idea what she's cooking yet. You will see, You will see the scheduled stream later tonight. She needs to figure out what the hell she's cooking. You're also playing the horse game. Is good. You think she has mobile space to have the horse game on her phone? She has Cookie Run. She can only have one. She can't play another horse game. She already has it. She already knows what she likes the most. She likes the stupid pink-haired one. She's just like her for real. Never wins. Though she has been enjoying seeing people. She has been enjoying just seeing people who aren't like anime fans playing the horse game. Horse may be eaten. Where are ya? Where is it? Ah! No! Damn it, she lost the picture. Where's her Uma Masume? There it is! Order. Front. There you go. Horse meat. Very delicious. You're the both of the same size and 2 coins because we just like stupid characters. We like girl failures, you know? Thank everyone. Thank you so much. Wow. EP times. Comfy EP times. Sleepy. She has no idea what she's cooking tomorrow. It's probably gonna be something Asian because she's been craving Asian food because she's been a little bit carved out. So it might be something like clay pot noodles. Maybe Mama Tiger's been craving some stuff. She's gonna search up some things that Mama Tiger wants in Oscar. Thank everyone. Thank you so much. She'll see you all tomorrow for some cooking. She also has a giant pop blister in her